some people do come out and play after it rains, as you're saying. And so some of the days even here, we got people, there was a couple days in here out of these 8 or 9 that we had more than 0.1 inch. That we got a decent revenue. Okay, it seems to me, when I look at the rounds, that we got more affected by the cold this year, because it was colder than it's been in 25 years, especially when I look at the rounds. So
Can I offer an observation
yeah.
before you go on
Yeah.
further? By the way it's budgeted, from my interpretation, let's say it never rains this year,
Mhm.
right? So you bought the insurance for $30,000. You would still have for your 10 days, you still have your,
30, depends on the parameter.
For all 3 months?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just stick with,
Around number.
Stick-
no.
Oh,
no, okay, stick with the 30, just
Yeah.
to see,
Okay.
nice round number.
okay.
So we stick with the 30. If it doesn't rain any of those days, we don't get 10 days. We still get $9,000 a day in revenue. So we'll still get the 90,000 in revenue, but we'll get it the natural way. We won't get it the insurance way. So your net, your hedge here, your gamble is the $30,000, not the 90. The gamble is, do you want to invest $17,000 to $30,000 for risk management, risk mitigation because of rain? Because, and if the budget is acceptable with that $30,000 in there, there really isn't any downside to us once you make that decision. Is my understanding of this, because you're gonna get the revenue either from the insurance company or you're gonna get it from your patrons, from your owners and your guests. You're gonna get the revenue either way. It's just, do you want to invest $17,000 to $30,000 to risk manage that you'll lose that revenue? Does that make sense?
This was specifically designed to keep the operating assessments to get it lower. Otherwise, we would have had to, take out the $90,000 and, that's a lot of money.
I have another alternative. I think I have a real problem with our revenues for next year and the rounds of the projections.
Before you get into that.
I'm just saying
but-
this,
I
there
know.
are other alternatives.
Just
that's all I'm
hold
saying.
to help, basically, buying insurance is a gamble. If it just costs us $30,000, we're betting we need 7 rain days to break even. Because the money, if it rains or not, is coming in or not coming in, that's a Y factor, or if I got my stuff right. So basically, if we buy this insurance, because we can change the budget and buy the insurance.
We need 3.
So 30,000, you need
3.
Oh, it's 30. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 3.5
Yeah.
of their rain days.
Round up to 4.
But
You're not gonna get a half a ring.
are those numbers?
Are we covering every day in the month?
Well, no. it's
Do we have
4
something in
days.
writing on these numbers?
Yeah.
So which is it? Is it 17 or 30?
Well, there's,
Depends on the
if
parameters
you say,
left.
if you say 1/10 of an inch, that's gonna be higher. That's gonna be a higher premium. If you say 1.5.
Well, what's the proposal we're?
Yeah,
We went,
You want us to make a
we went
decision.
with the highest, with the lowest threshold. That was at $27,000 to $30,000.
And you said now it's not 7 days a week.
No, it's not 7 days, a
Oh,
week. It's
what-
only 4. It's Monday, Tuesday,
Oh.
Friday and Saturday.
So it's got to rain
Those are-
on
those are the-
those days and
those are
during
the
that
heavy-
hour.
Those are the heavy.
Heavy play days.
So the last 10
They
years
are.
have we covered the insurance?
We never had
We
insurance.
never had insurance.
No, if we had insurance, would it have paid off?
Oh, but it's hard, it's
If
hard.
It's hard to tell.
Well, no, we got the numbers for Monday.
Well, we don't know, we know
Friday,
the people didn't play. We don't know how much it rained during those 4
Oh,
hours.
that-
Right.
Okay.
That's the thing.
And people came back out and played it too, so it's.
When do we have to make this decision?
We should push it up to December, December or January.
I thought the original, we've had 17 days in advance that you can claim the
Yeah.
insurance, right?
So it's
17 days
December.
in advance.
So December,
Hmm.
but my only thing is, the insurance people got some very smart people. And they have actuaries that have this figured out. But I understand what you're saying, but the income, we're gonna, whether it rains or not, we're gonna make so much next year in income. You know, if it rains 10
Right.
days, we're gonna make this much, and we're gonna rain this. So this is a hedge against not making money. So it's basically you're gambling, you're throwing the money down on the roulette wheel, figuring it's gotta rain more, if it rains more than that on those 4 days.
It's more of a number.
During 4 hours,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's quite a
I'm
gamble.
I'm too far out of my calculus to figure that out.
It's
But
quite a
they,
gamble.
but they have
It's
people
quite-
who got that figured out where
Absolutely.
it's, so I'm not positive in this.
Who made the decision to do it this year? Who suggested
I
it?
just
Yeah.
looking for outside the box
Okay.
ways of saving 100,000.
What's your opinion, Jeff?
With a potential super El Nino, I mean.
Yeah.
You don't think they know?
Steve Webb.
You don't think those actuaries know that's a super El Nino and figured it out?
My only problem with it is that, like you said, the gauge is not on property.
So we don't know where.
He
it's
will
gonna-
tell us, he probably will tell us, and hopefully we can find it, we can dip water in there, but. I don't know where.
Well, let's see, insurance fraud, that's,
I just,
it might be better if it's not here, because you know, our Benita bubble.
Yeah, but I would hate to not get paid, and then I'm over here stressed out calling car path only. And, insurance company goes, no, that's gonna stink, but they seem to have it figured out, the guy,
Jeff, what's your opinion?
It's just a way to save revenue for the club. It really is. And those 4 days that was chosen were the 4 busiest days that we do have. And again, if it doesn't rain, I think the revenue will come in either way. On those.
The risk is the cost of the policy.
Okay, but here's
The
another,
risk is the cost of the policy.
have we figured, because this is only gonna cover if it rains on those 4 days.
Correct.
If it rains the other days, you don't have rain days in your budget. So if it rains on,
Correct.
Wednesday.
if it rains on Wednesday,
We do Wednesdays on there.
which
Yeah.
days aren't on there?
Saturday, say
Thursday,
Saturday.
and Sunday.
Yeah,
Oh,
which days?
okay, so if it rains on that day,
Well, you said Tuesday before, so it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Mhm.
Okay.
so I don't think taking all of his, if we do this, I think you gotta budget for some rain days, because it's gonna rain on the other days.
yeah. Well, 3 out of 7, you're
Almost
almost 50%.
Yeah.
I just think it's a hell of a gamble. I'm a gambler, but I think we're gambling, I think we're gambling with the members' money and I.
And what he's saying, if we don't do this, we need to change,
Yes.
we need to put in the 10 rain days.
10 rain days.
Yeah.
You had to add 60,000 to your expenses.
Yeah, the assessment will go up accordingly.
Yeah,
With the loss of $90,000.
well,
So you
more
go from,
questions? Or-
you go from $30,000 line item to a $90,000 as far as reduction in the revenue. It's a $60,000 swing.
Yeah, but that's not a correct line item,
Why?
because we're not counting, because we're not giving any credit for any rain on the other 3 days.
No,
So that.
no, I'm saying if you don't do the insurance, that's true.
If we do the insurance,
Yeah.
we need to.
And it's a
give him
percentage of
like
that then, yeah. okay.
4 rain days anyways, so that's not that big of a swing. It is a swing, but it's not.
Well, then, at that point, you're going from $30,000 to, if it's 4, round numbers, $70,000. And your differential's 20.
Yeah.
So
How
why,
many days
why
to-
do the insurance? Honestly,
know.
at
How
that
many
point,
days to-
right,
why do
that's
the
what I'm-
insurance?
Well,
You're rolling the dice with
More
20 grand.
questions
You're rolling the
or-
dice with 20
Well,
grand at that point.
you're just talking 1 month then,
3 months.
3
3
3
months.
months, 12 days.
January, February, March, yeah.
Those are the highest revenue months that we have. And if we do lose those days, like we did last year, we're definitely behind the 8 ball.
Well, we're gonna budget for them. If we take this away, we will budget for them, like
Yeah.
we always, do, and we'll have this.
So when you budget for a lost revenue day, okay? Is it always a full day? Cause it doesn't seem in those months, it doesn't rain all day, right?
But it is a full day, but during those days, we'll get 20 to 50 players, what I sent you, something like that.
Still-
But also,
We'll still have to play, but it's not
but
like
if you're,
260.
if you're able to, if it's raining hard in the morning, you release your staff. Do you open the course in the afternoon when the staff has been released?
Sometimes, meaning we can get but most of the time we get cancellations, right? If it,
Yeah,
he, Joey,
6 o'clock in the
Joey
morning,
calls
bring it
Carpeth
there.
only, that phone's ringing off the hook and everybody is canceling. And then
Shut the course down one time.
one time we
Yeah.
only shut it down, but we average only about 20 to 50, but if we have an influx, we have people that are close by that'll come, but that's very rare.
There's very few days that we have a washout,
Washout.
that we make some
That
revenue
is-
from.
right.
Yeah.
So you really can't send your team home if the map shows that the weather's gonna clear in 2.5 hours.
But we send most, the
you?
most we'll have in the back room is two
Yeah.
and that's it, and they can handle that.
So have you factored the reduction in cost
And
into
payroll, yes.
Okay, all right. So that's factored in as
Yeah.
well on those days.
All right.
So the revenue's lost, but also the cost. So the net isn't $9,000 loss. And that's whatever the differential is.
I mean, you see historically in my, especially this year, you'll see the payroll in my budget is way down, depending on. It shows on that revenue that we
Okay.
did lose, that they did not stay here and work. Versus Rangers, starters, bag room, all that are gone once that revenue's not there. And that's, you can see that in the numbers now. And I've always done that.
Anybody else? We call.
So if you hit 2 days, basically you're halfway home, right? So you have to hit 4 days out of the 12 days to break even, huh?
For the month?
Well, it's 16 days a month. It's 4 weeks.
Well,
Yeah.
it's insurance 12 days.
Oh, you're just
But also, I'm sorry, I didn't get back. Yes,
Yeah.
it's 16.
16,
Yeah,
it's 16,
16 for the month.
but still in,
You gotta hit those days and those hours
And I don't know.
and that amount.
Have you talked to anybody else at the other clubs that do have insurance?
I personally,
I mean, this is, again, this is just kind of outside the box.
Testing.
This insurance is usually used for golf tournaments.
PGA.
You get
You
rained
see,
out
you
at
see
golf
big up
tournaments. You
north.
see
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
guys.
Oh.
yeah, big
Yeah.
member guest.
I could see if we had a 4-day, like if you have a
$20 million
4-day
purse, yeah.
tournament, maybe putting insurance on for those 4 days, in case you get washed out and stuff. Interesting. All right, let's move this on. Let's vote this up or straw vote it. All those in favor of keeping the insurance, raise your hand. All those of not putting insurance on, and we'll have to, tell the days, raise your hand. Okay. Okay, we'll move
those
that
who
way then.
abstain.
We're just not.
Doesn't matter. If I see,
Not what we were.
if I see 4, we move on. Now, anybody can bring it up at the meeting, but if I see 4 hands, it was, yeah. All right. So that was easy. What else do we have for Jeff?
I'd like to talk about the merchandiser.
Okay, staffing.
Staffing,
Okay.
stuff. I know the recommendation was to not replace this individual, but my feeling is the title for this individual is kind of misrepresentative of what their role is in the pro shop. Having inquired, and Jeff was kind enough to send details as to what this position does in support of golf operations. And since golf operations is the primary revenue generator and profit center for us, I don't think this is a place that we should be putting staff pressure. I don't think we're overstaffed in there. This person, while we call them the merchandiser, really is more of a golf operations individual who has merchandising responsibility. It is not the only thing they do. We are Spring Run Golf Club. We are not Spring Run Pool Club or Spring Run Tennis Club or Spring Run Golf Club. We need a pro shop. And I think we need a pro shop that is adequately staffed and adequately sourced with materials as we are today. It always looks professional. Thank you, Jeff. It's always organized and neat. And especially if we're, bringing family and guests and stuff in, or people come in from the outside, before they even experience our course, what do they experience in the pro shop? And we want that to look professional, and first class. And on this position, is really outside of, really the PGA professionals, the only, non-PGA position on your staff, is it not?
Yes.
So it's really, there's only one position that isn't a PGA position. And so they fill a lot of roles and support from what Jeff shared in support. So I would encourage us not to eliminate, and not to hesitate to replace, because we're getting close to heading into the season and we don't want to be behind the 8 ball when people are returning.
I think we need a merchandising, it's like the 90% iceberg. This person they go to different meetings, they buy the clothes, they buy the shoes, they buy things that you're given a lesson, you're not gonna have time to call and say, hey, I need 4 pair of size, whatever, shoes. It's a specialty. I'm proud to be a member of Spring Run. And we've all needed, someone said, we'll go to golf guys. Well, that's not right. Here, give me 2 dozen golf balls, give me a pair of shoes, give me a shirt, give me a belt. It's good advertising for Spring Run, and we need somebody that's a professional in that. We can't expect someone who doesn't have any experience in merchandising. I used to buy and sell retail when I was younger. There's a lot more than people just see someone bringing up a sale. So the shop, this is the best, I think, that the shop has looked in the past couple of years. I've been a member 18 years. And I think the merchandisers have done a fantastic job. So the clothes are nice, and I think we need someone to run that on a full-time basis.
Additionally, they support all the leagues. And the leagues have their prices and whatnot, and it all comes back through the shop. So what do you do with that when you have a league tournament or something like that? The other part of it is the current merchandiser. She answers the phone probably as much as anyone does. So in the summer, you've got Jeff and Kelsey and Jake. That's it, and Shane. So that's not overstaffed for the position, and we do have quite a few people coming through our place, including the consortium people and PGA people. And I think they do participate in probably buying some stuff. I mean, you usually go, of course, you want their logo shirt, right? You want to know their logo shirt, and that's what you're getting. You're not gonna get that at golf guys. So my opinion is that we have a fully staffed pro shop on a fully accredited golf course that people relish playing. So that's how that goes.
We don't drive people through the course. PGA doesn't have to check in there. Nobody has to do it. They walk around, they get in their cars.
The
People,
PG
foot traffic does not go through the pro shop. You can look at the sales numbers. We are expecting $16,000 in merchandise sales at a $14,000 cost.
No, there's 2 left. That is only for league prizes only. The merchandise sales, the commissions, that's what we get off of. We just break even. That's a league sales.
That's even worse. We break even.
Well, that's a rule of the club.
When the leagues buy something.
Yes,
They break through.
Well, how much do we make on commissions?
27,000 is,
How much does merchandise cost us?
but salary 26 an hour.
It's about
But
40.
I don't think we can say what the a merchandiser costs versus.
Well,
what
let me
one is brought in.
add to his question.
We measure.
What percentage of this person's job out of a 40-hour week is merchandising activities versus other activities that they do in support of golf activities in your business?
25 hours to 15 hours.
So somewhere between 30 to 60% in a given week.
Right.
And then the other 70 to 40%, they're doing other functions for you. So on average, let's say 50%. So this person, it costs $25,000 a year for merchandising. So we make 26 on that part of their job, they don't cost us anything.
On a square foot basis, we lose money.
I don't think you can do it on square foot though,
It's a
because
retail shop. We measure retail sales by square foot.
yeah, but it's one of those, it's kind of like the food service. When you look at it, it's more of a luxury benefit to us as owners. than it is a profit generating. If you look at the amount of revenue we get or out of this position, take the title away, this position costs us 50%. So it costs us $26,000 a year. It does not cost us 52 because half of that position, the time they're spending pays for itself. It's way better than food service, where we know we lose money on every hamburger we sell. So I don't know, I don't see it as,
Well, my question for Jeff is, if this person devotes all this time to golf operations, what are the 5 other people on the staff doing?
But there are 5 others. I mean, so what happened is we had,
Jeff, you have the first professional, you have the second
Kelsey.
professional.
Yeah.
You have,
who you gonna bring another counter person in for next year?
Interns, right?
Intern.
your.
And then you look at
labor
Patty and Susie working 2 days a week. I mean, it's,
So, but you gotta remember, you didn't replace Tanner. What
No.
you did is, so that saved us $51,000 because he was not here for 8 months.
So why is
we
labor
increased-
cost up 100 grand?
Because you're comparing to last year.
You're right.
Which was a lower rates. We saved $50,000 last year. Now we had to increase Jake up 13,000. So it's a net of about, 30 some $1,000. But when you do your comparisons this year, and then you get the variance compared to the current year, if we were down in payroll 35,000, that's gonna show up in your variance as a higher variance.
My point is, we need to operate like a business. We need to, Spring Run is a business. People think about this as member amenities, member niceties, all that's true. But at the bottom line, if we don't operate a business, we can't provide member amenities or member niceties. And as a business, we gotta think about, is this an essential position? And it just does not appear to me, based on revenue, solely numbers, that this position is justified. You got plenty of staff standing around. You've
don't
got
think-
staff that has done this in the past.
I mean, has Kelsey ever done this? Has Jake ever done this?
Part of her job description says helps in the pro shop.
well, I mean,
For the project,
they do
the
help,
answering
they,
phone.
they do tag merchandise, they do sell merchandise, they do that job as well. I do it as well. Mr. Castriota comes in and wants to buy a shirt, I've sold him a shirt, I've
Yeah.
helped Mr. Dolick with shoes or clubs. I mean, we all do that. We all do that.
I think this particular position, as we look at it, is as a merchandiser, they're not defined as the front salesperson, the
Right.
face. Every team member on Jeff's staff, including Jeff, is the face of Spring Run Golf. So when you walk in that pro shop, it's their job to answer questions or give encouragement, right? Say that looks good on you, or hey, did you think about this one, kind of deal. We're talking about the back office function. So the back office function of procuring, logoing, fulfilling the stocking of our pro shop, because we generate revenue and net revenue 26,000, this position technically only costs us 50%. This is a half self-funded position from that versus the other positions. Because if you're going to look at it that way, then you got to look at each golf professional and how many dollars of revenue we're getting right for each round of golf. And I don't know that we want to look at it that way, because you can't have, in my head, I use an example. You walk into a public community golf course. What do you see in that pro shop? You see a couple of racks, maybe one that has a few things on it and a couple of hats. And you immediately, as a golfer, in your head, have an opinion of that course and what that experience is going to look like. You walk in and you see a well-stocked, nice-looking pro shop. Your opinion, thank you, your feeling toward what you're going to experience goes up, even if you didn't buy anything.
Can I ask a question? Would you consider Vasari a well-stocked pro shop? Would you consider Copperleaf well-stocked, well-run pro shops?
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
I was
Yeah,
there
I played
yesterday.
Versailles.
I think it looks similar to ours.
Okay,
Yeah.
revenue going through that pro shop is, Copperleaf is in excess of $100,000.
What's their expense? Is that net?
That's net.
Net, okay.
Vasari is over $400,000. My point is, we don't drive any revenue through our pro shop, none.
Sorry, is $400,000 over merchandise?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
Net-
written
net-
net,
net through the pro
net,
shop.
they're making that
That's a lot.
out of their
I
pro
could, I
shop.
could.
That's
figure
a-
that out.
what's,
So Copperleaf's making 100,000,
Yeah, it's very.
and we're making how much out of it?
Well, you gotta
20?
understand too, we're getting a percentage from the golf guys. We don't own the golf shop.
Correct.
So if you took our 26 and what percent do we get?
Yeah,
that's right.
Do we get 5,
You know, we don't-
10%, 5?
It's a totally different.
Okay, but
numbers.
so Jeff, what percent is golf?
We make
guys?
8%.
Eight, okay, less than 10,
Yeah.
less than 10%. So you're talking 200 and almost $300,000 of revenue through our shop. If it was our own inventory,
right.
if it was our own material.
And we would be writing things off too.
Well, that's correct. I
Right.
understand. Well, now we're gonna get into how much
Yeah.
money you got, you know, in cash you got tied up and all your stuff and everything. They're doing all that for us. So we are the equivalent of $275,000 to $300,000 of revenue a year. That's what we're the equivalent of. Because as an organization, we made the decision to outsource it.
Right.
So we make the margin, we make the 8%. And
With no
but that
cost-
still
no
offsets,
cost of goods sold.
but that still offsets this position by 50% a year. So the other functions they're doing, we're getting all those other functions of this position.
Can golf guys send somebody out here twice a week? This is their merchandise.
Can they?
Yeah,
That wasn't, what the original agreement was done.
Yeah.
They do have runners that come back and
They will
forth
have,
with
they will
them,
have people from.
you know, if you go over
All right,
there.
let me jump in. Yep. One is, did you guys take this out of the budget or
it's
is,
in the budget.
it's in the budget now? Okay, that's the question. Just to confirm, you're full-time, Jake's full-time, Kelsey's full-time, and the merchandiser's full-time. You got Patty and Susie, which would make one. So you have 5
Just-
people, correct?
I'll have, and then 2 more interns and only November through March.
You interns, so you,
Interns,
let's say you
yeah.
have 5.5 people, and I don't know what the, what the average is for people there, but looking at this, 100,000 with Copperleaf, if that's true, maybe we gotta look at our deal. I know it's nice with golf guys, but maybe that's where we're seeing it. If we're gonna pay a, merchandiser that much money, maybe they should be doing it all and bringing that much in. I don't know, but I'm saying with golf guys, we're making 20 some. If Copperleaf's really making 100,000 with their own stuff, maybe we're.
But
maybe
is that
that's not-
income, is 100,000 their sales?
That was their
or their
bottom line,
profit?
right?
What
we're about
appeared in the
300,000.
CRA
Back in-
appeared in last year's CIRA report.
100,000 sales.
Yeah. And
I can
and
find
I'm
out
not
too,
saying
Joe.
we need to do it, but that may
Yeah.
be something we may look at
What's the
that.
net?
It is a
Yeah.
nice thing to have. You go over to golf guys and you can do stuff. That is a positive, but if.
But we need
if we're
another
leaving-
net.
If we're leaving $60,000 on the
I'll
table,
find out
then
their
we should
net.
look at it.
Find their net, just
Yeah,
find their
find
net.
out
We
the
should,
net.
Yeah.
we need that number. So
Right.
we are apples for apples because our
Exactly.
26 is net. Because we don't have any acquisition costs.
Correct.
It's 100% commission.
Mhm.
We're a rep for those guys.
Right.
If they're doing this themselves, they've got revenue, cost, and then overheads. And are they applying overheads, to your point of square footage, Mike?
Well, we don't.
Are they applying overheads?
You can't,
Well, but
you
if you're
can't apply it
direct,
there and not apply it here,
okay,
right?
well, I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
I'll have this for you on Friday.
questions on these,
Yeah, I just have a
that,
question.
just a staff.
No.
moving.
It's on the staffing issue. So compared to say 2 years ago, look at the, the comparison that we have on the budget numbers. We lost Tanner's gone,
Mhm.
that's one less position there, right?
No,
No,
No.
Jake is in that position
Okay,
now.
but
Who's making less?
the lower position, Jake was out of your golf shop staff, payroll staff before. So so the manager salaries are, that Jake fits in there now, so,
Right.
yeah, so, but Jake was not replaced. So we're down one person there, right?
Correct.
Correct.
I'm just trying to get numbers.
Yeah.
We haven't
And-
changed I haven't changed any budget from what I had the last 5 years,
Your
the amount of
Your
people.
FTEs.
Yeah.
Are,
But the
has not
FTE
changed.
should be down now, right?
he brings in
No, because
all the other people.
Jake wouldn't be here if Tanner was here. It would just be me, Kelsey,
For the summertime.
for the summer.
Oh, he was only here for the summer?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
Jake
sorry.
was an
Yeah.
intern, like he's gonna bring
Right.
other
He
interns
was-
in.
I was thinking maybe he was here.
No,
No.
no,
Okay,
no,
fine.
so
I'm
it's
good. I'm good.
FTEs,
Yeah,
No, I haven't changed.
Haven't
it,
changed.
and
okay,
that's why I was
that's
doing
fine,
the math for you, the
Okay.
FTEs are the same as
Yeah.
they've been.
okay.
More questions on this? Do we leave it in?
You showed Jeff, and you had yourself, Jake, Kelsey, Patty,
Right.
Tina, and golf associate Susan Ward.
Correct.
But those are not, they're not 40-hour.
Patty and Susan
Right,
were
they're
the
They're just
hard parts I
part-time
had in all
people,
one.
so they total of
Okay.
that full-time equivalent.
They,
Yeah.
they're there, they do work, right?
Well, I ended
4
up
hours
as
a
one
day or
person.
something, yeah.
Patty's done the merchandising, correct?
she has, yes.
Yeah.
But, Patty's on a different role, different pay. She took less pay. She's on the golf shop attendant side. Just in the shop. Not what she was after she
Now,
kind of retired.
just to confirm, your budget went up, well, actually, you're under budget this year, correct? On your forms.
Well, it should be.
They anticipate you to be under budget. But even from last year, your budget went up, but I understand a lot, what's the 3%, a lot of it is the extra money for the cart guys had to go up.
Rangers, starters.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the state law.
Yes,
Yeah.
so, okay. That, because you went up 10% and not the 3%, but that's.
And that is the last year of it.
Correct. It's the
Yeah.
last year.
They
State
didn't have
law.
many more locations, okay,
Yes.
So what do we wanna do with this, guys? He was all in favor of keeping the merchandising. Yeah, I got 4, so. Of course, the neck can be brought up, but I think we need to look at. We'll have to do it by Friday, but look at this. If they truly are making that much money, there might be,
Things we could do.
well, this golf guy
Mike's
stays
point,
an
but-
old, 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
16, I think.
If we're gonna
Yeah.
keep people, we gotta drive people to the pro shop. We gotta
Right,
push the
right, and maybe that merchandiser needs. I know there'd be a lot more, cause they'd be actually buying it and. I don't know, I just think it's
Like
worth, if
PGA
these figures are
something.
right, where there's $60,000 laying around here I mean, our people we have a bigger population than Copperleaf, if you hope. Yeah.
But you're gonna have to watch the price, the price it is you're getting a good price from the golf guys.
Better deal.
We will buy a driver or a golf club for what they can sell it for. So you got those.
No,
prices is
I'm
Gonna go,
not saying we throw anything out, I just say
Yeah.
it's worth looking at.
Is our logo and material owned by Spring Run?
Our logo.
we will never, it will never go back, any access that
That's
we
the only
have.
thing that we would write off, but
Right.
the nice thing is all
But
the
they have,
hard
do,
goods.
do we pay for it before it's sold?
We don't pay for anything.
Okay, so
We
they
would just-
buy all
we
that
find
logo
a
and
way to
material.
sell it.
Okay,
We
We
can't
pay for
return our logos, so
Right.
that's, but.
but they bought it.
They bought it.
Right.
And if we don't sell it, is there a time frame where they say you gotta
No.
pay us for it? Oh, it's a
We
pretty
don't
good
know.
deal.
No.
Well, if it's logo, you don't, it's ours.
So
Yeah, but we
to
didn't pay
write off
for it
that
yet.
cost,
Oh,
though, right?
well, so
But we
it
didn't
must-
pay
must
for it
be-
yet.
We put it on sale, we put it on sale and it's gone. Yeah, it never goes anywhere other than here and to a member or guest.
And we get 8% of whatever the sale price was.
Correct. Gross.
Pretty low.
Very.
PGA pass,
Okay, can I just want to ask one question on cost?
okay.
You mentioned the
Yep.
cost, $1 an hour, right? We've gone up from last year between our bag people and our starters and rangers. You add those up and it was 779,000 last year. And the next year's budget is 259,000, an increase of like $67,000. I mean, the $1 an hour can't be accounting for that. Are we adding people there
It's around
Well-
25,000 a year,
a year? So that'd be 50,000 just for the $1.
just for the $1.
Wow, okay, okay.
PGA, I got PGA pass on here. I know you guys were working on it. They're, they requested a raise. Are we all good with that raise and
Yeah.
that amount?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're good with the dollar and that, $1 around increase?
No, this is, I think
This-
this is for the
the
PGA pass.
PGA
Go ahead.
Transfer, that's already in this budget.
What you,
The alternate is.
Right.
And then the other-
Increased dollar.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
The PGA pass is going from what is, should have been 65 to 66. We undercharged all year long.
correct,
We're losing about $9,000 revenue. So the
Right.
proposal is to go from the last year's approved rate of 65 to 66.
correct.
Now, and I'll ask Jeff, and Copperleaf's at 80 this year, correct?
During November, December, yes.
No, they're at 80. May,
May through December, they're at 80.
and
they're
they're,
at the same rate.
Same
from
rate.
All the entire summer into November,
Correct.
December.
Unless Josh changes it coming up.
Well,
That's what they were last year.
some of the other comparable courses you gave to us when you were talking about raising the rate. Was the first course, I don't recall off the top of my head, but you quoted their rate at $70 and they were at 100 actually. Why are we at the low end of the scale?
Different times of the year. I mean, I'm not sure.
May through October.
Yeah, but
Well, well, let me ask Mike's question, with a different term. Is there, not flexibility, but elasticity with our course being very desirable? Is there room in there for us to take that jump? Say, for example, Copperleaf's part of the Brooks, we're part of the Brooks. I played Copperleaf. That course has nothing on us. Our course is nicer than their course. Yes, it looks different and everything, but the condition of that course is not the condition of Spring Run. Thank you, Joey and your team. Could we jump to 80? Do we have that much elasticity? I mean, in your interaction with people, or do you think you would lose significant number of rounds? Or people just don't care. They want to play Spring Run. They do it for $80.
You'd have to answer that
It's-
question.
It's just a risk,
Going up there.
They're going up that high, that's all. We know what we're gonna make
But you know,
at this
we increased
amount,
PGA Pass this past year, and that's what
Right.
kept us afloat. They kept.
Yeah.
They kept coming.
us-
right? They went to
No, it
95.
is,
We didn't.
well.
We did in November,
yeah, just that
December.
is-
December, who we,
November, December, we went from 90 to 95
So if you go to 75, keep it in the sevens. You go to 75.
in the summer.
Yeah, in the summer,
So,
you're adding
but-
$10.
no, we're not, because we're only charged 61 this year.
No, but I'm
62.
saying, if you jump to 75 next year, next summer,
$5 less than copper.
we're less than Copperleaf, you're still in the sevens. Is anybody gonna notice? I mean, honestly, in today's day, is anybody gonna notice? Are they gonna compare that, oh, you only played 61 last year? And now it's 75. Are they gonna notice? Or are they just gonna wanna play Spring Run and they're gonna show up and they're gonna give the credit card and we're gonna charge them 75? I mean,
Well, here's the thing, if we go up to 75, you're probably going to have to reduce the number of prospective rounds, wouldn't you think, or?
No, a little bit, sure.
That's where, that ties into my other play. We're already forecasting a decrease of over 10% of the rounds for PGA next year. Which
Why are
blows
we
my-
projecting that? Why?
blows my mind, because I have a different subject, because I've got revenue data, but we're projecting,
Well, you can get into that now.
okay, what I'm just
Yeah.
saying is for the play cards alone,
Okay.
between where we have here to date, we have 3 months left, and if you take the budget, we're supposed to be at 3766 rounds, 33,000. And next year, we're forecasting 3,365, which is a decrease of over 10%. The year before, we were 3,450, so we went up 300 rounds this year, projected, because we're not done yet, okay?
Mhm.
But I took the budget for the last 3 months plus the actuals,
Yeah.
goes to 3766.
No.
We're projecting 3365. That's 400 rounds. Lower. So
Nick, who projected, who said this?
what do you mean?
Well, I
This is in
mean,
our
who-
budget. This is the
That would-
budgeted
The
round.
numbers that I put in there.
This is
Numbers
the-
you put in, so you're projecting we're gonna lose revenue and lose.
Well,
It's just a safer number.
Okay,
Okay.
well, yeah, it's budgeted.
Yeah.
What was budgeted for this year?
Budgeted for this year,
Because we're over the budget number, right?
yeah,
I'm suspecting you took last year's budgeted number and
Correct.
wait, well, my computer's crazy, but I can get it for you.
But this budget is
That-
strictly,
that-
conservative.
But,
On that.
Yeah.
Very,
I'm sorry, but I don't think we should be satisfied with a conservative number. We should be concerned with a realistic number. And I don't think this budget for next year and up and down the line is realistic for golf revenue. I think it's entirely too low.
well, let's stick with
Can I-
PGA pass.
We'll stick
Let's just
with it.
stick
We'll
with that, and then
start.
we'll go to the other one.
Okay,
I think if we raise it to 70, 75, we gotta look at that number, because we will lose some people.
yes.
I don't know how many.
I did a calculation with, based on an $80 rate from Copperleaf. We went to $80. Revenue at the numbers that we generated this year at $62, which is about $163,000 in season at $62.
okay.
If we charged the $80, it would go to about 210,000. We could lose 450 rounds and still make the budgeted number at $80. Would we lose 450 rounds going from 62 to $75?
I got no problem with charging them more, but I would suggest we go to $79.
Yeah, I'm okay with staying in the seventies.
How
Or
about 75?
Just because
I'm okay with 75.
when you look at it,
Jason Penny rule.
yes,
I propose
when you buy
75.
gas, it's.
I propose 75.
I think we're
Would you be doing with 75?
we're too good a bargain.
Too cheap.
We're too cheap. I think we're too good a bargain for what we have. I mean, we can't,
We're getting closer to being in the middle of the pack, but we're cheap.
Well,
Well,
we need to be middle or a little bit above.
where do you get the numbers on?
yes, sir.
On the what?
Do you
You're
have
better than
specific
most.
numbers for the other courses?
Yeah.
Because I've asked for some, I haven't seen that.
Of course, you're using the numbers this year. You
Is
don't
that the
know.
average?
No, this came right off the PGA website.
So if Copperleaf's 80 this, they'll probably be more next year.
It's just, it's part of our reciprocal package of payment.
One of the courses that we were given was Benita National.
Nearly.
They're at $100 during
It's
May
different.
through November.
At the
Copperleaf is at $80.
How about Vasari?
Not sure it's on this.
Vasari or Vanderbilt? Because those are two we compared with the cart race last
Well,
year.
Benita
Those are
National
two of the
is
five we
those.
compared, yeah. Because the same number, approximately 800 units.
Got it.
Thing on
That's
the
what-
site, that May through December is $100 for Benita National. I can't imagine they would.
I can't imagine that one.
I could see it in November and December, but no way May through September.
This is the May through November site.
Yeah.
$100, Benita National.
All right, I'll follow up on that one. I'm gonna call them directly.
Yeah, but we're not talking about going that high.
No.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
Just saying we're out of the range at 62.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
I think we agree with that.
I agree. I think,
There,
Old Course,
$78.
$99.
I,
Old Course,
whatever it is,
Season at 200.
you and Nick said,
He said. Old Course
You're in my range.
season are like 250.
Yeah.
They're 150. and so-
whether gambling.
Pelican Sound, $85.
In the summer,
Yeah.
Gambling.
Okay.
Sorry, it didn't show up on this list.
Okay,
All right, so we
Oh,
all
no, I'm sorry, no.
agree that it needs to be increased.
Doesn't have
Let's
a
pick a number.
It's already 7.
okay, well. And
75.
That's for this year.
yeah, and that was also a reference to what we.
I would agree with Randy,
Similar
$75.
75 going once, twice, 4 times, 75.
And that is May to the end of October,
Mhm.
All right,
to end of
you got
October.
more golf?
Yeah, I have a,
Beginning
I
around.
have some general comments on the golf revenues for next year. We're, just as a reference, last year, 24-25, we had 51,000 plus rounds. This year, based on, we're gonna be, if you take the first 9 months and the budget for the last 3, we come up to 48,676. Our budget for next year shows 48,064, a loss of about 600 rounds. And if you took an average of 25 and it was members, you've got, 15,000, whatever. But here's where I have some issues. The play cards, as I mentioned, are down 400 rounds. The outside play is down this year. If you include, again, my same basis, 9 years actual 3, we'll be at 1,000, near 1,100, and we're budgeting 800 for next year.
That's outside tournaments, yeah.
That's outside.
Yeah,
So
which they've moved elsewhere because our price has gone up.
they didn't move this year, though.
No, I've got 3 more to go.
Yeah, but
This
I'm
year.
saying is for this year, last year we were near 1,100. This year will be about 1,100.
Yeah, but we're not rebooking those next year
So you're saying
already.
we're gonna
We're gonna
drop
lose.
300 rounds. next
Yeah,
year.
that's 3 events,
Okay.
100 players.
But, okay, reciprocals are down, we don't, and again, from last year, 2,600 to 2,000, 2,100. Guest plays down a little bit, but our member play, we're forecasting a slight, very tiny decrease, on 9-hole play, and when we lost the 9-hole play compared, say, the last years, up until this year, we've been around 16,000 around a year for 9-hole rounds. This year, we're gonna be 15,150, and I really attribute a lot of that to the cold, because when it's cold in the morning, people don't come out. And I think, with demographics, it may affect the night. We lost in January, February, and March of this year. Compared to budget, our 18-hole rounds were down 4%. Our 9-hole rounds were down 11%. And it wasn't rain, because we know it didn't rain. I think it was cold. In those months, in January, February, March, we lost almost 800 rounds compared to last year on 9 holes.
Are you including transfers in those?
No, this
You're
is
just- just
member 9 holes.
Yeah, and
okay?
I don't see those same numbers you're talking about.
Well, they're not, is my math bad? Well, through our member 9 holes, through where there's 13,200 through 9 months, okay?
Hmm.
Our budget for August, for the next 3 months, budget is 1,950. You add those two numbers, you come up with 15,150. All right, am I
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we're 15,150 this year. We had a horrible cold January, February, and March. We were down 700 or 800 rounds just in those 3 months. So that means the other 9 months, we're gonna be close to budget. So I just think we're under forecast a great deal there. So that's for not, those are the place, and we're showing a slight increase, a couple percent for 18 holders. So that's just for next year, but my question more, Jeff, and this is where I think we really need help from you, is we had a high in 2021 of 53,000 rounds. We've lost 5,000 rounds a year since 20 and 21. The high, and 3,000 of those rounds are with 18 holers. The 9 holers have been pretty flat, okay, pretty even, 15, 16,000. We've lost a little bit in the play cards. We used to be as much as 5,000, I guess, in play, in the PGA passes, so we're down significant. Well, my question is, why are we losing the 18-hole rounds? I mean, the 9 holers are staying the same. So is there, how can we incite people to play 18 holes? Do we try to do some other things, or are there different methods? Some other people said, thinking out of the box, as Mike said, some courses offer in the summer a summer membership.
Sparrow does.
So that, should we consider something like that? A summer membership where, they pay for so many months and they get access to the course at a reduced rate. I mean, we're offering reciprocals $35.
In the
In the
consortium only.
In the consortium, well,
And that's the most we're getting to play from, that's why that
so
budget,
reciprocals are down.
right, because of that.
Well, I'd ask the question, we're talking about Colony and West Bay and whatnot, and they're charged, we charge them what they charge us.
Right.
Yeah.
Would it make a difference if we charged less than that? It's all
Yes.
about these perishable times. Once they're gone, you're not making any money on them, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's, West Bay and Colony are going elsewhere and not coming here for that $70 rate.
Right.
They're going to the Bay Colony or there are other reciprocals that they have other than here.
So there's another reciprocal group out there, and what's that number typical?
That's anywhere from 60 to 65.
Is that because we're a higher price then for them?
No, we charge a true
So it's
reciprocal.
what they charge us, right?
Right,
Does everyone in the consortium do that?
I'm not sure. We do,
We started one with the consortium, we started true reciprocals. You're gonna charge us this much, we're gonna charge you that much. Before we didn't.
correct, we had
You could
one,
go play, Shadowwood would charge us $70 and we'd only charge them.
and we would charge them 56.
Yeah. So we can do that if you wanna drive more with those.
Reciprocal.
I don't know, man.
But I would have,
But it
as
would.
this- somehow you'd have to figure out, you'd have to put the consortium people first, wouldn't you? And then the other for Colin somehow, or?
Just to,
To be fair
whoever
with the
calls,
consortium. Oh,
we just
whoever
whoever
calls
calls.
first.
Mhm.
Jeff, what was the reason that the 3 golf outings are not returning?
The cost, we went up in cost,
So we're more than.
because we're like I'm sorry, Angel?
Sit in food and beverage, the whole.
Yeah, the food, we went from, let's say 90 a couple of years ago, we were up to 125 if we do the
How
good.
many other clubs charge less? Cost of foods is the same everywhere, right?
They just say they're going somewhere else. I don't know where they're going yet, but they have not.
Some of them didn't like our alcohol policy, Randy.
True, that was true
That
too.
was one of the big reasons.
They wanted to bring their,
They couldn't bring.
Oh, they
Yeah.
can't bring their own alcohol there either, which there's,
That's not a good
nobody
idea.
else is gonna do that.
Yeah, that's not no, we're not bringing our alcohol.
But
Well,
do
there's-
you have any
they were.
feeling like, it was 3,000 this one that one year, but we've been down about 2,000 on it. Is there any, what do you attribute to that? What do you have? And our T sheet seems full in January.
18,
February, March.
it's a lot of things. It's like we talked about the MGA, format. It's the ladies 18 holers that are down, meaning their numbers, they're not as many as they used to be. When, we're probably playing 80 ladies instead of 120 ladies for 18 holes. They're down.
What was
It's
the MGA reason you
the
mentioned?
formats, if you're doing
Because on
a pick,
Wednesdays, we're down.
yeah, pick your own
compared to-
foursome, you're gonna have the T sheet full. You do a member, it's gonna fill, but you do an individual event, it will be 100 players. It'll go way, way, way down. So that determines that number on there. So that's got a little
In
bit to
terms
do
of
with
formats.
the MGA.
MGA does.
Yes,
Maybe
it's
we
their
gotta
day.
talk to the
You
MGA.
gotta talk to the MGA.
We will do that.
Yeah.
we know those.
Well, they need those numbers to know that the decisions are making are impacting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our revenue,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we need to choose events, because we can all do individual stuff away from the MGA.
Right.
Yeah.
But if the MGA is supposed to be kind of a camaraderie team thing and we get more players, then we should.
I'm not blaming it on the
No,
MGA, don't get me wrong,
What-
but that's
what he's-
just a
What
little
he's
bit.
saying is if you can pick your own horseman,
Right.
only play with your friends, there's
Right.
more people show
More
up.
people.
Correct.
Basically, cuts
It's
is
just fine.
the men don't like playing with other people, the ladies, they don't do that. They
Yeah,
just-
Yeah.
Wednesdays,
They don't
Jeff showed me
pick
some numbers. Wednesdays, our numbers are lower than I guess that's why you didn't
Right,
take
if you
Wednesday as
can't
a
pick
rain
who
day.
you're
you
playing
didn't-
with, there's a lot of guys
Right.
who play.
No, we did use Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
The ABC
The BCD, you do
is
that.
one of the lowest days,
Lowest.
because people are gonna play with somebody they don't know.
Well, that's another, is there a way, Jeff, also on the T sheets, that we can,
I
that
do
the
too.
pro shop can look at, sometimes when people come in as twosomes, and do we fill the twosomes up? Or do we let people go twosome here and a twosome somewhere else, and if somebody else comes in and wants to play as a foursome, there's no, maybe not be a slot? Or does the pro
Summertime,
shop have,
season.
or we?
I mean, in season, if they see a twosome, we'll pair the twosomes.
Yeah, so basically
You know,
you do
but
that.
we don't pair like Mr. and Mrs. Cullen at 8:02 and Mr. and Mrs. Jones at 8:18. We don't pair them. They're calling in, you're calling in specifically to get an 8:02, hoping you can play along. But
Well,
if somebody calls and joins you, but we don't put them
But-
because they're
but
gonna
we-
call and they're gonna say, I don't wanna play with Mr. and Mrs. Cullen. I'm gonna play in this open tee time. And we
But-
give them
but-
that time.
But why? Cause we're screwed, because if you got two groups, two twosomes that say, we wanna play by ourselves, you're taking.
No,
up
but
two- you're
if,
taking up
if
two-
another person calls, we will, they're never protected. I'm just saying, if there's 5 tee times open and they want a twosome by
I'll
themselves.
give you a theoretical. Why not? So they're taking up two fours, two tee times, right? And so you got those you got the 8:02 and the 8:10 tied up.
8:18.
Well, let's just say whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you, it doesn't
Right.
matter when, okay?
Right.
Let's say you might have two tee times in a row or separated one or two, and you got two twosomes.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, a foursome comes in and or a threesome wants to play, they don't have a place to play. So why shouldn't we?
We
put
call
them-
them, but we'll call Mr. and Mrs. Cullen and say, would you pair up with them? They're gonna know, that's my tee time. I wanna play at that
Actually
time.
say that too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then I'd tell them,
I would tell you and then when are you gonna tell me back? What am
Well,
I
if we
gonna
make
get
it
back
a-
from you?
Well, to Nick's point, if we make that a policy or a rule.
I think,
That we will compress twosomes into foursomes, basically is what you're saying.
yes.
We will compress to free up tee times so other groups can play. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think that it creates a window where somebody will look at the tee sheet and go, heck, the 4 of us can go play tomorrow. So we'll call and say, well, now you got 4 more rounds that you just put out there. But if it's
In prime time.
the 4 of us want to
In
play,
prime time.
right, but if the 4 of us want to play, but we got to split up between 2 couples, we're probably gonna go, we'll do another day.
Yeah, well, that's and my question is, that's an example, but are there other places that we can do some things? Now, Bob and I talked one day and, because last year, I'll give you an example. My wife and I said, well, let's come out and try to play on a Sunday, 9 holes, right? Well, there were 2 hours of tee times of 9 holers in there. 9 hole group, playing 9 holes only. And I said, well, geez, there's 2 hours there. How about if we use we just go on 10, because there's 2 hours of empty. And I was told, well, that's a problem with the cards or something like that. And I'm saying, I'm not saying, but Bob, if it's changed now, fine.
It's
but-
changed, yeah, that's.
Because I was saying, here's, but,
You
we had.
voted on it. You voted yes on it.
But all I'm saying is, are there other, because my point was, hey, maybe you don't take the two.
If
two
you
times
make
at
that
the beginning
policy
and
that
two
you
guys
put
at
2
the
tee
end.
times together, we'd more than happy to do that, but we
But I'm
need the
just saying
backing
it's-
of the board to make that happen.
Let's run that through the golf committee.
Yeah,
To the-
but are there places where the pro shop could look and make some recommendations that say, and another time is, last year we're playing, this past year. And we have a group that plays Lou Greco, and actually this is Dulwich's group, because it's a Friday. And, we signed up for 4 times, and 2 of the times were given to us were 4:30 and 4:15. Well, obviously, we're not gonna play because it's getting dark at 6:30. But why in that case? And I know we got this Chelsea system, but, you could have started, why couldn't we say, we're gonna take advantage because we do need to produce revenue? Put the 18 holers earlier, because you could still play 9 holes at 4:30 or 4 o'clock. Why, do we have the latitude to do that?
That again would have to go to the
Well,
golf
that's
committee
my
to change
suggestion,
that
isn't it?
policy and then come back to the board, because every
What
day.
I'm saying is, I think
every-
the Golf Pro Shop has got to come out with recommendations on how we can maximize revenue. We've lost 5,000 rounds in 5 years. Now, that was an anomaly, maybe 53,000, but even if you were at 51, we're losing 3,000 rounds, so where can we increase the revenue?
Was that a COVID bump because everybody wanted to be outside?
Mhm.
I mean, I know in
Well, I
Illinois,
would say that was. an
those
anomaly.
years in the summer, there was way more play.
Okay, but all I'm saying is.
Because
that even
everybody
if it's
wanted to be
51,
outside,
it's still
everybody wanted to
3,000.
be, everybody wanted just be away from being close proximity with people and
I
stuff.
think there was a.
But the golf committee will have to look at it, but every day has been a board approved tee time day. Regardless of the day, so anything changes to that would have to be a board approval change.
Okay,
Okay, so what I'll take to the committee then basically is a compressed tee times, when you have a twosome and another twosome is in in that same box of tee times, you marry them up. We'll put that in front of the golf committee.
And I,
or, you know, yeah, whatever it is, but I'm just saying is, I
We're
think.
getting off subject.
Yeah.
can I
We're
talk about
budgeting.
another
Yeah.
budgeting thing?
Yeah, let's golf, but.
Golf budgeting, I'd like to share, because when I was running for the board here, I received several different emails. Several different individuals sent me emails about the fee structure for the 9-hole card versus the 18-hole card. And there was some history and things to that. I did some research at other clubs, and I also, talked with Jeff and with some others about this. And one thing that was enlightening to me, and I'd like your opinions. One thing that was enlightening is I got all done with my research, and it wasn't where people wanted me to land, which was we need to reduce 9-hole and make it twice, half the price of the other. Was it's exactly the same cost to prepare, present, decommission, clean, put away, and charge a cart for somebody who played 9 holes and somebody that played 18. It's just how long the cart
It's
stays,
not the
on,
same,
isn't it?
because you got the turnaround time. An 18-year-old leaves 9 and drives right to 10. A 9-holer, if you're gonna do that, comes here, you gotta get them off, clean the cart, do the stuff. They gotta be ready, they gotta get on, and then they gotta go right away, within 5 minutes. This has been.
Okay, well, that's why I'm asking.
Well, we've studied this and studied it.
Okay.
The 2 days that, why we were not doing it, the lowest days are Tuesday and Thursday, because 9-holers play. We lose money when 9-holers play.
Okay, so you didn't let me finish. where
Okay,
I'm
go
going.
ahead, I'm sorry, but
No, but
it's the same, it's not the same,
Okay, but
okay.
it's not, but the actual time to prepare is the same.
Is the same.
Is
Per
the
cart.
same per cart, is the same per cart, just that preparation time. So this is something outside the realm of anything we've ever talked about. But if the cost is the same, why is the fee structure not the same for no matter how many holes you play? Why is it not the same? Why, if I'm going out to play 9 holes, 12 holes, 14 holes, 18 holes, whatever, I'm playing 6 holes, whatever. Why is it to use our cards? Why is that cost not the same? And I don't know if we've ever had that discussion, because, I mean, maybe you haven't. Okay.
We beat this thing to death
Okay,
5, 6 years ago.
did you?
But you're going to mess up his tee sheet. He wants to fill up the tee sheet, and
Okay.
if you just say 9-holers can play anytime.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I
Oh,
just
so you
said
just wanted
the
to.
cost.
Fee structure.
Okay.
the fee structure. I'm talking the
We
fee
can charge
structure.
whatever, that's true.
No, I know.
You're true,
But I'm saying,
yes.
compress them, look at how many rounds you have for 9, how many you have for 8. What is the total cost I need to recover? Divide it by that number of rounds, and this is what it costs for a cart to drive a cart.
It's interesting, yeah.
I've never had this, that's why I'm bringing it up. Don't,
You could probably do the math, you could probably do the
Well, I'm
math, on a
thinking-
9-hole league, find out there's this. and-
Well, I know, but
and
it's
do
something,
the math
when you
that
talk
way.
to your budgeting, Nick, and stuff, and recovering,
Mhm.
and that isn't the direction people want. We're hoping I would go and say, well, it should be half. Can't be half, because the cost is the same. And yes, then you get into, you got turnaround. Well, it's the same cost. You want to increase revenue. You do it based on consumption, and consumption is using a cart to play golf. That is consumption, right? And a 9-holer gets the same value that an 18-holer gets. It just takes longer for the 18-holer to get it. But they're also out there longer, but it's, I don't know, I look at that and I go, you know, you could increase, you wouldn't have to increase revenue, but you would create simplicity and parity across the entire population, by having this is what it costs to rent a cart, period, $27 or whatever.
What we use to. And it was your proposal last year is we used the average of other clubs.
Yeah, what we
That
did
was
last
your
year-
proposal last year.
Yeah, we raised it $3 for both 9 and
Mhm.
18.
Yep.
And because whereas 5 or 6 years ago, we were sort of in the middle of the pack. Last year, we were on the bottom. We took 6 courses that were approximately 800 doors.
Okay,
So it was apples and apples. And we, also ones that Jeff and Joey felt were somewhat comparable in quality, okay? Vasari, Vanderbilt, Highland Woods.
okay,
So forth. And, it put us sort of in the middle of the pack. I mean, put us a little, maybe slightly towards the higher one on 30, on the 18. There's
But we're
two
not-
of,
we're
there's
not
2
out
of
of
them
range.
higher, right now, there's 2 of them higher out of the,
okay,
7. Worthington, we never considered, okay.
okay.
And we're at 30. There's 3 of them at 30. There's 2, one at 30. 35, one at 33. So we're basically, there's one below us at 27. So on the 18 holes, we're pretty much on the 9 holes, we're probably on a we're like not the top one, but the second, we're tied. There's 2 at second and third.
Yeah, there was one even here that didn't have a 9-hole fee, which is Stonebridge.
Yeah.
Which just has
That-
one
there-
fee,
That's what
which
the,
just has one fee for carts. Why? I just
So-
wanted to throw it out to
We raised-
Jeff and
We
you
can
guys.
look at them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They right now,
No, that's fine.
I mean, really, we're looking at this year's budget. We should have started looking at this a month ago.
Well,
That's
there
what I'm
was a-
trying to say, you're right, there might be change, but I don't know how we can,
Yeah.
No, it's
figure it out now.
Well, there was one question. Is the $1, didn't the finance committee recommend that we raise the cart fees $1?
We put an alternate budget together. That was budget B that showed
Yeah.
the 50,000.
Okay, but it's not in the budget.
It's not in the
So-
proposed
not
So
in
budget,
should that,
But
should that,
but
should
it
we
is on,
consider?
it is on the sheet
Yeah, okay.
as the alternate.
Oh, the alternate.
In this one, it's not, if you wanted the dollar raise, you need to bring it up.
Yeah, and this is, I think, and Mike, please correct, the finance committee, I think, the feeling was rather than jumping like we did $3 last year, we sort of were sleeping a little bit for a few years and did nothing, where we were in the middle of the pack and so maybe it would be better to raise it as our cost increase $1 at a time rather than.
Yeah, that's not what they recommended.
No, but they considered it. That was.
Oh, yeah,
consideration.
yeah.
Wasn't that- Am I crazy?
It's gonna be something the board will decide on Friday.
Well,
Okay.
no, we're gonna,
Well,
That's why I
Yeah,
brought it up.
ratified on.
look, well, yes, if you think it should be raised, now's the time to bring it up, just to find out.
I would propose that we raise it $1 for both 16 and 9 holes. Each.
Anybody want to discuss this?
I would go along with that, and I'd also like to have the evidence of electricity's gone up. So every one of those carts is getting charged by electricity, so I think that,
Labor's gone up too.
and the labor's gone
Going
up
up
as
a
well,
dollar.
so I don't think $1 out of range on what it should be.
I agree.
That would be.
My
about-
only thing
that would be
is-
About 35,000.
We usually don't raise every year, but
No,
I'm just telling you the
Inflation going up.
10-year history. We can do whatever we want. I'm just telling you the 10-year history, we usually don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Tap them every year, but
It's
it's a board decision
Yeah.
stuff. Any other on this one before I take a straw? All right, on raising, we're gonna raise them both $1?
Yes.
You know, we're gonna get it from the nine
You
holders
have a-
because they're gonna
what's your
say,
opinion, Mike?
or should we raise the?
Like.
Somebody don't wanna say raise
$0.75.
only theirs 50 cents and raise the,
Yeah,
Utilization is the same, it's.
Well, I
okay,
yeah,
I'm just trying to throw everything out there.
I came to a different conclusion than I thought I would when I started really diving into the breakdown of what it takes to do this and what the value is.
Nick asked me what the committee's consensus was.
Yeah.
We felt like we had raised it sufficiently last year and we needed to stay flat.
Okay.
Because we keep
Okay.
sort of nickel and diming the members for some of this stuff. But we were, as a committee, of the opinion that the cart fees ought to stay the same this year.
Okay. All right, and just before we vote, if we're gonna go up $1 for the 18 holders, I don't think. Because the 9 holders are less, we shouldn't be 100% for both of them increasing. That the 9 holders maybe should go up 50 or, I mean, we haven't done the math, or maybe 75 cents. They shouldn't go up exactly the same as the 18.
I think it's been 60-40 in the past.
Something like that. You know what I'm saying, is every one. Because like you're saying, 18 holders got the card out there for 18 holes, they're only got their own. I'm just saying,
Alternative.
they would. I'm trying to speak for the 9 holders,
Well, a compromise between what Mike said and you're saying, and is maybe you only raise the 18th.
it's not really saying that.
No,
I was saying if we raise the 18, I'm thinking if we raise the 18 $1, if you just decide to do that, I think you should only raise the, 9 holders 60.
I think the 9 holders are around 50 cent anyhow at this point, aren't they?
No, they're
It used to-
$20.
20.
It was
No,
20.
it's
30-20.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, you're raising.
they're 66.
First, let's, are we in agreement that we're gonna raise the rates? Or, we got one, because if we're not gonna raise them, we don't have to go
Forget
through
about
this.
it. I think we ought to raise the rates.
I think we ought to raise it.
I think we ought to
Two,
raise it.
3,
Can go with that.
$1.50.
okay, 4, we're, okay, what number do you guys wanna?
You wanna go $1.50? I could go along with that.
I wanna go $1 because
Yeah.
Brent you bring up the point that
Yeah,
you have to take care of them. And, you know, we went, I hear a lot of stories, and please correct me. I believe you told me you felt we had the most lenient 9-hole policy in Southwest Florida. Am I correct in that? Okay.
Meaning of what I'm saying with that is that the clubs that we know, they play at 3:30 after the shot.
Okay.
Allowed.
And we went, and as I said to you, for the last 4 or 5 years, we've been around 16,000 rounds. Prior to that time, we were at 12,000 rounds for 9 holers for years, and we went from 12 to 16,000 in 1 year. And that's, I don't know if that coincides when you made some policy changes, but I think we're giving up some times, and I think that's where I say, we have to take a look at what in a long-term basis, what are we gonna do in this club?
All right, so there's gonna be 2 things, it's gonna be, we're gonna raise it both $1, or then I'll go around and we're gonna raise it $1.50. If we get 4 for the. Let's do
whatever.
that one.
Yeah.
Who's in favor of raising them both $1? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay,
Yeah.
both going up and
Yeah.
down,
Across the board.
across the board.
The costs go up across the board.
Okay.
There's not a different group of people working with the 9
Nine
holes.
holes here, I stood on the group of people working with the 18.
We're all gonna be at 9, I mean, people may play 18 holes, we're all gonna be 9-hole players.
We're going,
Eventually.
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Not really, but
I was hoping to play 9 this afternoon, but obviously.
we're 2
Still
hours. Oh, we got any more golf to go through?
Is there any more golf?
Can we take, do we need it, you wanna take a 5 minute?
5 minutes.
Do I have any?
5 minutes and we're gonna
capital?
start? With that,
Do I have any more capital, anything
I
that,
didn't see any. You got any
That-
questions on his capital?
I don't know if it was.
What was it?
The mats that you've got.
The mats.
The max got it.
That was reserved, you had reserves,
That's right.
you didn't have any capital.
Reserve, yeah.
I don't think I have any.
Yeah.
And Boise had just replacing stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, master and reserve.
Yeah, they're in reserves.
Right, so just so we get out, it's 3:35.
Let's go.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Not now.
What are you?
Reg, get some water, all right, ready?
No, you're not. Okay, all right. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know if we just made your life worse.
Not at all.
It's late. I'm a 9 hole.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job. Very interesting. Well, and it just walks around. I'll be Friday. Only play Tommy. How are you out? Still here. I'm leaving. Oh, are you? There. Yeah, for 2 hours. You can wait. Of course, I'm now putting on a 9 hole right now. I was gonna sign up for 18. That's interesting. Okay, good. That's why I threw it out to yourself. I threw it out. I just, and they was, somebody closed, they just charged. They got around, they've gone around. You were in the insurance.
Everybody guys will end up being 9 balls. That's one of the reasons why the 9 holders they got one time because someone called the 18 holders. We didn't have you. And now when you're 85, 90 years old, they can't do it.
Room beginning, so it's fine, or it's like broken.
Yeah.
And the manager.
Well, when I told my wife,
Hold on, hold on, exactly.
I don't want to talk, and you want to get charged for 18.
And that's the way I feel.
Put it out to them.
They didn't really have an opinion either way.
Nobody's moving.
I was told you, you see what kind of reactions and stuff, because.
The conversation.
Talk about the you challenge them all that, and then it's like, okay, those people have.
The idea that talking about the 9 holes pay.
Spread out the risk.
2.63%.
Yeah.
Of the cost of the. That's fine. That's okay.
Some folks work out,
I know, you always say, we're all playing 9 holes, you don't want to be happy.
That's great feedback. Shut up on that subject. That was a really.
And as far as increasing the cost, if you increase it to $1 for 18, increase it to $1 for 9, don't go 50 cents. That's,
Yeah.
that's.
Always debate things. Always debate things. Greetings.
How are you?
Good. How are you? How's summer going?
$20,000.
Okay. Is it good?
But it's on.
I hear there's been a fair amount of rain. The ponds are up, which is.
Hasn't been that much rain.
We haven't had. Well, we know that changing comes or routine, yeah, the you don't see the article, tips were bad, back with bad. It was the last 2 years. That's what we can do. Take any chance. He's got something there. Yeah. Earlier. But then.
Instead of just walking out there.
I stood there for an hour talking. This is like. It's not like this.
So just got all the relations.
Oh, you're just in. Yeah.
I was freezing on the plane.
Well, you went from conversation.
Cool air to the plane to cool air. Yeah, I was been out. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Early in the morning.
I worked in the 8:30.
I don't know.
He'll be on all that.
Water, you gotta come out.
Goes in, goes out.
Yeah, I know your face is familiar, yeah, so you're on finance then.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, you're getting golf.
Played golf.
I will.
Cal,
Yeah. Think about going outside.
Cal Stewart.
Yeah, warm up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're both in Illinois.
No, we're both in Illinois.
So I drove over, Buck Hatcher.
Let's see,
Buck,
we're done by 5.
He drove up from Indianapolis and then a gentleman, Brian.
Carolina, let's see all this.
He just bought a condo.
Just ballpark and then
Last year, he rented for years. He lives.
putting these rain days in, looking through.
We all kind of driving up Cal and then.
Raising the.
So are you-
PGA is about 30. If we get the same as the people.
That's in his own down. So.
The lines.
December sometime.
Well, so I don't know if you want to,
So.
when she puts that, I don't know how. she works, she puts that dollar amount, if she wants to-
Really two incomes, so,
round.
the oldest. Yeah. So where's home? Here. That's my full.
Yeah. 50,000.
He mows and grows it was done.
He mows and grows it, he doesn't.
He does.
Slide rule.
Yeah.
I wish I could
No,
find
it wasn't a slide rule.
I wish I could find a slide rule.
I had.
Well, I don't know what he did with me.
Last.
With what, like today.
And.
But our math teacher did it.
They
High school.
were there.
It's gonna
Took a
be-
bus, we got on a catamaran boat in Fort William Sound to go see a glacier. Well.
I Googled that one time, fingers, there's actually, they teach you how to do it. So it's about 5 minutes.
You're smart, you brought a sweater.
Yeah.
We could save money if it wasn't so cold in here, you know? Open the door.
Here's some of the things I was talking to you about before.
I don't drive.
Have the exact.
So, Angel, I'm gonna raise the number.
Yeah.
They had played.
Yeah.
I'm just asking off the.
24 people played.
Because that's gonna be a major thing and.
We'll give her a chance to
That's
come
fine.
on defense.
It's okay, I'm good, I'm ready. Okay, I'm okay.
But I think I know your
So,
reason.
I mean, that, 52 times 20 even, just
Listen to
like
you.
20 rounds.
Thank
Just
you.
1,000 rounds.
Yeah, I think what, a lot of people that are coming new are still working.
No, well, that may be, but they can still be playing.
Strike that from the conversation, right?
Yeah.
No, you can, but you're gonna have to have it again. It's coming up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sponsoring.
Oh, yeah.
And leaving the golf course. That means we should be playing more golf.
Well, that was my point. I mean, I think we're gonna have a lot of discussion on that. Yeah, on even the minimum quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How it's used.
Yes,
2,000.
I have it.
Yeah, somebody said no dying, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have some here.
Yeah, I think we.
Oh,
we need to look at it.
Here's the round.
Okay. Here's COVID. Okay, actually, COVID,
Average.
this is one month we had zero. Okay.
It's
your families.
Good, really good.
This could be your COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Get up about 51, 51, and we're down this year, we're gonna be.
Down this year.
We're gonna be almost,
Revenue.
we're down 2,500.
Merchandise.
And all of that is
Same
the same.
thing.
We're down 1,000 rounds.
The average for these
1,200
comparison.
9 holes.
282.
We're down 1,000.
We need to look at,
But still we're gone.
talk with,
Twelve,
That's-
12,
you know, they're
15,
buying
16.
inventory.
What the hell happened in
and
this?
That's the hard part. Now.
Change.
Holding the inventory is
Zoning.
hard for me to approach.
Well, that's why I said we gotta look at it.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Is that number?
All right, okay, let's.
But yeah,
Start to talk.
That's good information.
All right, hey,
People
guys,
get older, but I think.
let's get, so we can get Angel out of here. All right, we've got a couple of things for Angel, but well, we can start here. I got, well, let's start with staffing. I'll start with an easy one. Questions on staffing. I think some of these are mine. And not going through all the numbers, I just want to make sure we're correct on the staffing. You mentioned you needed a couple more staff.
Yes,
Okay, is that reflected in the numbers?
yes.
That-
I do
so-
have a couple more H2Bs. I did a staffing model, for the operation based on,
Okay,
sorry, I did a staffing model and I have another food runner and I have another server, more than I had before. I thought I would need another person or two more people after that, but, with the employees we have now and the caliber employees that I got in, I feel comfortable with just adding those two new positions.
But doesn't that only take you up to, didn't we reduce 2 last year?
You did
So
reduce.
this.
Gets us
this
back
gets-
to
this
where
gets
you
us
were.
Back to where we were 2 years ago.
Yes,
That's-
well, minus Jose, because I'm
Minus
not
Jose.
replacing him.
Okay,
Yeah.
but well, my point was that we got, and I think it hurt our service, and so
Yes,
we're
it did.
really going back to the levels we were 2 and 3 years ago.
Yes, but even more so than that, the quality of employee is significantly better this coming season than what we had this year, which I think is the most important part too.
is that,
So we'll get better from, even if we had the same number of employees, I would have a better confidence in the quality
Okay, well, I
compared
just
to
want
this
to make
year.
sure that it wasn't, not, we cut 2 last year.
Yes.
We had problems, now we're going back.
Yeah,
we're all-
and that's in the front. In the back of house, I also have one more full-time who was in the budget this year, but we did not actually have.
That's gonna offset overtime.
Yes,
What does back of office mean in your world?
back of house is the culinary team.
there's a cook.
The
Oh,
culinary
cook.
team, yeah, the
It's
culinary
back.
team, yeah. Yeah, so the culinary team has a one additional, and that's why the decrease in overtime. Besides the fact that we would control overtime anyways, it'll be reduced automatically by having that full-time position as well.
Okay, you mentioned to me the housing, that we needed to pay more for their housing,
Subsidizing, yes.
but the budget went down. This year, you're 32, and now you're only asking for 30.
32, the budget, I put in the
Your
numbers that
actual-
I needed for
Okay,
the
Are you talking about
number.
32 per day?
no, 32 grand, it's for their H2B
Sorry,
employee
hold
housing. This year estimated forecast 32,000, next year you only budget 30,000.
I might have moved it around where it is in, the-
Okay, but you're
but I
good
put it
with
in
that.
there. Yes, I did. I
Just
added,
so everybody, they pay some of their housing and
Yes.
she wanted them to pay less of their housing, so it would be
Yes.
more attractive.
we were, yes, because we were the highest, the highest
Because we were
charge
not
for,
competitive.
yes, and so
Okay.
we couldn't get good employees, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Food, well, let's go to liquor sales
Okay.
and beer sales.
Okay,
Okay. It appears we're on a downward trend.
yes. We are on a downward
But we're
trend and that's
Budgeted
normal.
for an increase.
Yes, because I expect price increases are part of that, just because the costs have gone up and our prices are a little bit behind, but also I expect more people to want to come to the club and use the club. So that would also be an increase in sales.
Okay. Okay, well, we did get in trouble before by
Increasing too much.
revenues and not holding up to the revenues. But
Yes.
You're pretty confident these are good
Yes.
revenue numbers.
Yes, I feel comfortable.
Okay, so you're comfortable with, this is your first one,
Yes.
digging into it.
Yes, my
You're
first
comfortable with it.
Yes, it's my
Okay.
first one here.
No, no, that's.
Yeah,
yes,
just so you know,
that's
yes.
the First one here
Yes,
and the
yes.
first one, and you had to go over and stuff, so, okay.
Yes,
Those were my questions just on the budget.
okay.
Anybody else on the actual budget? All right, let's let's hit the one that's gonna take us, Brent, let's do the minimums.
Oh, okay. I know, Angel, you and I had talked about this last season,
Yeah.
a little bit and just, it's been a long time since we've increased expectations of our ownership.
Mhm.
And again, it's really not a fee that is charged. It's more a prepay, right?
Yes.
And setting an expectation for utilization of your services,
Yes.
of your team services. And looking at clubs around here that we have friends that similar, Vanderbilt is an example. Many of them are at the $100 a month
Yeah.
as far as what the expectations are, and it is food only.
Mhm.
It is not food and beverage. So I didn't pry into other people. I looked at our personal spend the last 5 years, and because I really didn't have any idea. But if you look, our personal spend, we're about 55% beverage, 45% food.
Mhm.
Okay, so less than half of that minimum is satisfied by things that have nothing to do at the back of the house. And I look at our club up north, we're at $100 a month as far as expectations, and it's food only. And that tends to be, if you look around the country, that tends to be, there's kind of that unique thing, and maybe the Southwest, maybe it's a carryover from years ago, where they let food and beverage be part of that minimum. But from talking with folks that in your capacities and stuff at other clubs, I said, what is the purpose of the minimum? And the way it was described to me is it helps offset the opening of those kitchens every single day that you're open. And it creates a pull. It creates a natural pull from the ownership, right? And it creates more equity across the ownership, not just a few people carrying a lot of the load and others. So I guess I'd like to ask why Spring Run hasn't, and you can't answer this because you weren't here, the board can, but why have we not increased that minimum expectation of the ownership? Because again, it's not a tax, it's not a fee, you get all your money back. We just want you to use our services because we invest in these services, we invest in these facilities. We look at our capital budget, we're doing things in the kitchens, we're fixing floors, we're putting in new refrigerators, we're doing all this stuff. We need people to think Spring Run at least a couple times a month first. They can go other places, but they need to be thinking a few times a month. Because percentage wise, going from $60 a month to 100 seems like a big percentage. Dollar wise, in today's day and age, it isn't much. You go out to eat anywhere else, and you're going to pay a lot more for the same thing you get here. So you're getting a better value. I need some help. I can't frame in my head that if we increase our minimums, then we've increased our losses. I don't follow that, and I need help to understand what that means, because if you don't increase my minimum, but I still spend all the money I'm spending, that's not hurting you,
Mhm.
because I'm spending more and I'm offsetting. It's raising. It generates an increased revenue guaranteed for Spring Run of over $400,000 if we go to $100 a month, $1,200 a year.
You're saying for food only.
For food only, for food only,
So you
and
wanna go up and food only?
Mhm. I know it's a big step, but it's a big step, but here, Jim, here's what I'm thinking. If you're gonna do it, do you piecemeal this stuff out over a course of years? Or do you make your case and your justification? Because I don't consider it seems like a big jump, but I don't think it's really unfair or unreasonable for those of us as owners, everybody here, that everybody attends, the board meetings, everybody that attends the events, we're owners here. And it's setting an expectation of ownership to use the resources and the services that we invest in every single year. And you're doing the right things to attract them. But you know, it's really hard when you're handcuffed. Because people aren't encouraged to be patronizing our club.
May I,
So that's just
yeah, no,
the
and I
question
agree.
and the thoughts and wondering, you know,
Yeah, I agree. And had I been here right after renovation, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to increase the minimum, because I think that the club as a whole had shifted to something with a new
yeah,
area where people were going to automatically be spending more money. So I think that would have been an amazing opportunity. And I firmly believe in a food and beverage minimum, because I think people are going to be getting drinks regardless,
Yep.
but to truly support your club is to go and dine at your club.
Mhm.
I think that is the way you really truly support your club, and I do believe that's how it's more equitable for the entire membership. And we talk a lot about running this club as a business, and I don't think that there's any business that would keep their food and beverage minimum at $750 for as long as ours has been that.
Since
Um,
2009.
But I'm not quite sure we do both at the same time.
Yeah,
One
no,
at a
no,
time.
yeah, I
Don't
think
raise
that
it
would
to
be hard.
725.
Yeah,
Cause I've done it before. I've
Yeah.
changed it from food and beverage to
To
just
just
food.
food.
And it's
and
ugly
increase.
for a short
Yes.
period of time. But
Yeah.
then everyone kind of gets.
how did you, when you did that, Mike, how did you communicate with ownership and stuff? Did you,
It's part of the budget and we just. we
I know,
talked
but did
about
we
it.
provide a business case that kind of explained why and why it matters? Because it doesn't matter to every one of us that's a door owner. It does matter that, because we're talking about what our assessments are gonna be and they have to go up. And if you could reduce assessments, because you're getting increases in revenue for those services that we're already paying for, that we've asked for. Again, a minimum is, yes, it's a cash cost, but you get 100% of your value out of it if you use the resources that Spring Run invested in for you, right? You get 100% of it, so it's not a tax. You don't get 80% of it or whatever. You get 100% of it. You just have to go use it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Brett.
Yeah.
If it was you and I agree with $100 and only food,
Okay,
but looking at the masses,
I hear you.
you might have to do, the $100, but put the food and beverage in there. That
Well,
doesn't mean it's right or
I
wrong.
would rather do the 725 and do just food.
but let's remember.
That's something.
But wait, we've already passed and changed, we had a very lax food and beverage, because we were letting use for. In April, we're telling the people you cannot use food and beverage for any special event, you can't use it for all these other things. We've already curtailed them. Or going to curtail them. So just so you know, we're basically saying, throw that out, we're gonna do you.
Well, curtailed and that just.
No, that's actually,
It wasn't policy, but
We
we
clarified, we had
we
to clarify.
clarified.
yeah, because there was actually already what was happening
Because-
prior to my arrival. Yes, I went back and checked
Okay.
historic.
I thought trivia,
Yeah,
is that
Trivia
food
night?
and beverage?
no, trivia night, yes, still applies to food and beverage.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it doesn't have
What we
entertainment.
said was it just anything that's subsidized.
Yeah, anything subsidized. Yeah, that
Anything-
isn't changed.
The 2 for the.
No,
Okay.
because that's
It's
subsidized.
subsidized.
Yeah.
So during the summer,
A la carte is the only opportunity that
during
members can.
summer,
Yes.
so, but you keep saying $100 a month. We have owners that come down, good owners, for 3 months. They'll have to spend $1,200 in 3 months.
That's not our problem.
Well, do we really wanna force them in here, or do we wanna make them wanna
Well,
come in?
$1,200 is not that hard to
No, it's
spend in
not that
3
hard.
months.
Just keep in mind though, if you do go 1,200, that's gonna increase. the
And only
assessment.
food.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
only.
Well, I would just prefer to do 725 and only food, quite honestly.
There's another consideration
That
that we
helps
have to
our,
take into place,
food and
okay, and
beverage
that's their closures. You know, the people, it's not gonna be the people who aren't here that complain about that, it'll be the year rounders that are here. And say, well, hell, we'll close 3 months in June, I can't go up and get a drink for crying out loud, you know?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
but Bob, if they're here other than those 5 weeks, they'll blow that that minimum, I would expect that everybody that lives here is gonna blow that away
Well-
because they're here for 9 months.
I can tell you, and you saw the same spreadsheet that I put out, that basically
Because
we
it's-
have so
it's
many
only
people that
healthcare.
don't even spend a dime here.
Well, that's.
Yeah,
Well,
and
well,
that is the
those people
problem.
are, that, I'm not worried about those
Yeah.
people.
Well, but that's the point is that you step back from all of that, okay, and you're right. I mean, that's bring up an emotional topic because it has a lot, it impacts everybody, okay? It impacts, but on the other hand, it impacts everybody. So if there is a percentage of your population, which there is, that pretty much support a large portion of that food, I'm just calling it food, because beverage is supported, it's supported by itself. That's front of house, that's not back of house. It's supported by itself. Because, it's crazy when it's food and beverage. I'm gonna take a little tangent here. My ADHD, is that, we all spend more on beverage because you get done playing golf, or you get done with bocce, or you get done or you're at the pool, or whatever you're doing, or you meet a friend up here for a cocktail before you do dinner or something. So the beverage stuff is, and it's only supported by a couple of people behind the bar, right? It's not that whole big operation in the back of house. And so, you look at $100 a month, how many meals is that realistically in today's day and age a month? If you're a couple, I suppose without alcohol, it would be two.
With alcohol, it's one.
Right, and yeah, and so people are using our
Right now,
services.
it's gonna be as it is right now.
Yeah,
That's right now.
So, oh, but if you're not drinking alcohol, it could be three, right? Realistically, if you're single. Well, I know, well, again, right, but I'm trying to be conservative and not have it where everybody's buying steaks each time, somebody might have a salad.
But we're charging these to doors, so, and we have
Into doors.
single owners. You
Exactly.
can't double.
But
it.
Well, exactly, agreed.
Yeah.
But if it's $100, if I come up for lunch at the Oasis a few times, I come to dinner. It's one of the things to consider is a change of policy where if it is a special event and you participate, because you want them to participate, and this is a change to the policy, I understand that, I'm just challenging what we've done in the past, is if it's $1,200 a year, well, any event that you participate in that has food qualifies, because you want people to show up at those special events, right? You want them to participate. And the people that might not dine on their own are dining at those special events. So why not let that apply?
Would you cover
To
the
the
whole event, or would you?
No, just the food minimum, the food
Just
part.
the food portion.
Part
No,
of
just
the
the food
event.
part of it.
So like if you had a music night,
Yeah. so-
$10 wouldn't be covered because it'd be. music.
There you go.
Yes.
But you get
Done that
$20
historically.
worth of
I've done that.
food credit,
Mhm.
so that people that don't dine on their own might say, I just don't go up there if I'm alone, but they'll go for events. Why wouldn't you let the food portion of that event apply? Because it's still your back of house operations that are fulfilling that. And instead
What are
of,
your thoughts on that?
so,
I agree. For me, when it's been a food only, any food except for happy hour, well, it's only food. Yeah, so for any food would apply.
That's like last night,
Yeah.
Did-
Mhm.
like last night. it happened.
Last night, yeah,
Yeah, any subsidized
Yeah.
would count.
no,
Do- do
I'm
we-
saying would.
yeah, it
No.
would. So last
No,
night would have
so-
counted
Last night.
and they would have just got $12.
Oh, yeah.
Just
so
got-
it's food.
Yeah, so they would just
They get
only
$12.
go.
Do
Yeah.
we make money on alcohol?
Yes, we make.
More than,
We lose the money on food.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Well,
well, I mean,
So,
depends
so
on
the
what's
notion that
happening.
this
Yeah, the
is
margins are
going to
better.
affect our bottom line positively is incorrect.
Mm.
Our bottom line, will hurt our bottom line because people will have to spend more on food.
Well, I'm trying to propose that the way that we do the operation is to get more people to utilize the club in times where I already have staff here because they will need to be here for the 6:30 rush, but no
Oh,
one come, yes,
okay.
incrementally. as
So are you
opposed
telling me
to-
this is gonna help our bottom line?
I would like to, for it to, yes,
Oh,
but I can't tell you for
You're a
sure.
good math person. I mean, then we're gonna throw out
To me, this is not
50%
only
cost of
about-
goods.
To me, this is not only about, increasing the bottom line. To me, this is about the member
Oh,
using the
Oh,
club
oh,
and the longevity
Okay,
of
no,
our
you
club.
misunderstood me. I just don't want to tell the people this is helping our bottom line when it's not, if that's not the case. I have no problem of doing it because people will be up here and we'll do more stuff. I have no problem with that. I have a problem of not telling the people that this thought that we're going to make more money off of that. If that's not true.
It would be more revenue.
It would.
It would be more revenue.
And also, you know,
That's
Yeah,
higher cost.
it's,
Yeah.
but it's also incremental revenue.
Yes,
We
it
had
is
done
increment.
this Summertime was
Yes.
just push people to certain days.
Yes.
When all our staff's here anyway.
Yes,
You're
So,
maximizing.
so you guys are
Yeah.
gonna build, get up in front of people and say this is gonna help the bottom line. I know more revenue because people are, well, it wouldn't be more revenue. Well, it might be because we're gonna take out, let's say we go with the $7.50 in food only. We're gonna take out the alcohol, so it would be
It's incremental
more
revenue.
food revenue.
yes.
Another 50%.
And normally,
Yeah.
normally food is
Yeah,
two
lots of
thirds.
goods would be
Correct,
better.
but the cost of goods would be, well, eventually be lower,
Correct.
or no, would they?
And your fixed,
It would
but
be-
hold it,
No,
no,
because our cost
incremental
of
revenue,
goods-
my fixed costs get spread across incremental revenues.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you figure, do you figure alcohol in cost of goods?
Yes,
Okay, so they'll still be drinking alcohol in this, okay, I'm just trying to wrap my head around,
But I have a question. I'm having a problem with. I consider,
Oh, not making
we
more
have
money.
people there.
Yeah.
To me, the people we have here is a fixed cost for us.
Yep.
It is.
Am I
Yes.
crazy?
Yeah.
It's definitely a fixed.
And
Yes.
if we have cost of goods at 40% approximately or whatever, in that
Yes.
38,
39.
to me, if the people are already here, the facilities are already here. If we go out and increase our revenues,
Mhm.
Mhm.
In those
whether it's
time,
food,
in those time
Mhm.
periods.
Right.
Yes.
yeah,
our
to
cost of
me,
goods should go down,
to me,
yes.
we're getting 60 cents a dollar. Cause we got 40 cents is
Right.
fixed, our cost of goods
Mhm.
are 40,
We're
we already
making
have the
60
people here, that's a fixed cost.
Yes,
Right?
they're already here.
So
So
if they're already here, and if our cost of goods are 40%, I can't understand why
You
we say
are
we're
making
losing.
more money, we're not losing money.
We can't be
No,
losing money for everything you sell.
no, yes, if we, that's what,
Times of the day.
yeah, certain times a
of
day is what I'm saying, yes.
There's
Just
there's
depends.
staff here, the electricity's on, you know.
Yeah, that's what I
it's all
mean.
that's here, so I would rather do 50 people than 10 people.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's,
is
that's
that-
where we get to that
Right.
dollar,
But-
you bring in a dollar.
How
spend
do you get
$1.50
these 50
for your
people
10.
here?
When you sell a hamburger out there right now, do we make money or is it subsidized?
A hamburger?
Yeah, I'm just.
It's
It's subsidized because
Yes.
the cook
We
and
lose
the
50 cents, we don't make
You're not
50
taking into
cents.
account.
Yeah, but
like,
the more
cost
we
of-
sell,
yeah, the
then
cost
it'll
of
go
the
down.
labor,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
that's what I'm
include the
saying.
cost
The
of the
goods should
labor
go
and
down.
everything.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
amount
we'll go
you
down.
lose
No, the
goes
cost of
down.
goods stays the
Correct.
same.
The percentage goes. down.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
So you get
Yes.
like a buck fifty,
Yeah,
like
but it's
a
a
buck
break-
49.
Yes,
Well,
exactly, yes.
Now, from what I'm told is we will probably never break even and make money in food and beverage.
I've never seen any club that
No.
has ever
Correct.
done that,
Okay.
Joe.
No club
Never.
does.
Yeah, 'cause
The only
No
way,
club
By
is-
design, you don't.
and the only way it's
Right.
possible was one of the things we did
It's a,
suggest.
it's a amenity.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes,
By design, we don't
yeah.
make money,
Okay.
which is
Let's talk about
fine,
the-
but we need to get our entire population using and supporting Angel's operation.
We'll get to that.
And
As much
we are
as,
just, we're just very deficient in our expectations of utilization of our ownership compared
Yeah.
to similar institutions.
and that's why
we
we
are-
will never be a business, because there's no business that would operate just in case people want to come in. We would be closed all summer,
Right.
No,
you know, so there's.
We need to
It's
entice
just-
them.
there's
So-
no
so
business that would operate
The
that way.
minimum, but the minimum entices them to come in, right? Where do you want to go tonight, honey? Well, you know, we gotta use that minimum and go, all right, let's go, you
Well,
know?
first
I
of all,
mean,
I just want
there's
to
a lot
say
of
that
competition on.
anybody,
Miami.
I don't know about, but I thought the dinner was last night was excellent. Okay,
Thank you.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
we had the haddock, some
Oh,
people.
okay, let's.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give her a compliment first.
No, but
Okay,
you wanna get through this and get
You
done.
wanna have a drink, I know. I know. No, I'm just saying this, well, I do too. I'd rather have a drink.
Although I know the food and beverage
Okay.
manager.
But, you know, we haven't,
I know the.
am I
better
correct?
than I
We
know.
haven't raised our minimum food and beverage since
Yeah.
2009. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Since 2009,
Right.
which is just, okay, so I think we could try to explain increases, even if it was only for food.
Well, we've
Okay?
had people come up in the 5-minute session afterwards, say you haven't raised your minimum on food.
Right.
I've heard it countless
Okay,
times.
but-
But you're talking about doing both
But-
at once,
And-
and I'm fearful that's.
Yeah, but we have to run this, you know, and we're gonna have, you know, you never satisfy everybody.
We have to run it like a
Well,
business.
Yeah, but.
You gotta run it like a business.
I-
But we
I'd like
have
to
a
support,
professional right here that.
okay, and I.
We should only go up to one. and
Okay,
if
but
we
I-
Hired her, we should
Okay.
listen to her.
I know, and Angel, I agree with her when she says, you know, I'd like to have no minimums and justify it based on
Right.
what we can do on food and beverage, okay?
Yeah.
So that's nice, but I think, and I think everybody believes we're doing much better than we were before, okay?
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
We're not there,
That's
but-
unrealistic to
but
think that
I think
everyone's
we're
gonna be like,
saying-
yes, I wanna
I
spend
think
$5,000
we're saying is,
one
I
day.
think we'll get, I think we're gonna get there,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
But I think we're saying, we're gonna have to drag some people in, and once they
Yes.
get here and we serve them well and we serve them good food, we have good service, they're gonna wanna come back.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and I believe we should do something on food only. The number, I think, should be a question we have obviously need to do, but I think I support doing only food. And, but I also think we're gonna have to drag some people in. here.
Yes, of course,
And
yes.
Like you suggested on, you know, it has to be prepared here, things like that, but
Well,
I support
I
doing
think the
something.
policy as it stands is, I mean, I think we're putting in and clarifying things that we've already been doing, and I think some of the other changes that we made make sense too. I do think the fact that we haven't raised it in a long time is really important, and as much as I would like to go to food only, just based on this conversation, and you all know the members better than I know the members at this point, what do you think they would be more amenable to? Because I do think an increase is important.
I think we could go, this is me. Keep the thing the same, food only on all the events, so we need to change that. And jumping ahead, I do think we should still, on the delivery, even if we got a delivery charge, that should be included. Cause we got some people who can't get here,
Yeah.
and I have no problem I don't think we charge a delivery charge. But if
We
we
don't
had
charge a
to,
delivery charge.
if we had to, but,
Yeah.
yeah, because we got
Yeah,
people, so.
I think we should, yeah,
so
it's a-
You could say, you could sit at home and order a hamburger and we'll deliver it, and I have no problem of putting a delivery charge. I think we gotta clean up the end of the year stuff then. Because this is for
But-
people to come in and eat. I don't know if the coming in and ordering steaks, frozen steaks and taking them out should be,
I don't like that.
I don't think that should
No
be.
bottles
So
of wine.
I think we should clear it,
Let's say no bottles of wine.
I think, yeah, I think
Well, we don't have to drink the wine, because we're gonna make it all food.
the
Spend your
the
money.
wine, I don't like it. I don't like
Spend
the
your money when
wine.
you're.
Well,
That's it.
if we go food only, that's out.
Okay,
I don't
and we
have to
do
worry
food
about it.
only, and we include subsidized events, then you would increase the amount, correct?
$100 Say that again?
You wouldn't have.
But I'm thinking, I know you guys don't like stepping it, but I'm thinking we do a 750 food only.
And you leave it at.
and the
725,
events,
725.
And then we clean up
Let's go to 800,
we clean up the end.
10%.
Why don't you do $100 a month and keep special events? That's a
Let me
big.
give you.
No,
The types of stuff.
Okay.
But
As of July 22nd of this year, we had 273 members with unspent minimums. 273. 24, 25,
third of them.
it's a third of them.
Right.
So if you start
But
bumping the
I'm-
numbers,
I'm-
$100 a month,
That's the bottom
It's-
line.
it's.
That's our point, is that they don't use the services. They don't use the services. We need to communicate to them why it's important that they use the services. We need to share with them, these are your services, okay? These 273 households, these are your services.
Yeah.
They're here as part of your ownership. you are partial ownership in this and we need your help. We can't let them come at the end of the year and say, give me $725 for the steaks.
Yeah, I agree
That
with you.
completely defeats.
Correct.
But I will say, just so you
Our
know,
markup
the
on that
margins,
is
the
huge.
margins are massive on that.
Yeah.
Cause this, we treat it as a menu
Okay.
price,
So
not
that's
a.
not so bad.
Oh,
No.
So it's actually making a really.
So you don't mind the-
$75 for that
Yeah.
steak.
There is no
Cal.
labor.
There's no
Okay.
labor.
It's
But
the
you're
same price
charging-
if you bought it
The
at
only
steak.
problem is the
Yes.
jam up in the kitchen.
Well, you're not charging for labor, but you're
Well,
charging
and-
menu
yeah.
price.
Well, no, we have it in now. If we keep it, they gotta do it, they gotta let them know by
Yeah,
the
that
first of
changes.
October.
Yes.
Good change.
Yeah, that has to happen. 'cause
So
it hurt us.
we'll need to go through that.
But you're
For
not
me, the
selling
one-
stuff that
For
you're
me,
not gonna
the
use.
taking out the beverage
So-
is huge.
I think you, okay, so listening to the dialogue, thank you, by the way, for everybody having an open mind and
Not that many.
talking nicely about stuff like this that's challenging. But as Mike said very eloquently before, it is a business.
And we
It's a
don't treat it
business
like
that-
a business in some areas.
And we don't. This needs to be treated like a business. We need to patronize Angel's area of our business. We need people to patronize them. We need everybody to understand why they need to patronize them. We have to sell it to them. We have to explain it. So if we're uncomfortable as a group, if you don't like $100 a month, $1,200, which gets us parity kind of in the world, really across the whole country. Obviously there are people that are more, but $100 a month is, we could get there over time. With your increased quality of service,
Mhm.
people won't balk at it, right? But I think, number one, food only. Number two, you don't get a buyout at the end of the year.
Yeah,
That's
we're
never-
already working on that.
At $725,
We can't do it
is-
this year, we'll do it.
is
we'll do it for next year.
correct.
Yeah.
your $725 is your minimum obligation to her side of the house, to those services. That's your minimum obligation. Come and get it, come and consume it, and if you
Yeah.
don't, that was
As long
your,
as they have 9 months to spend it or whatever, they'll know.
Even they got 3 months.
well, they're gonna have 12 because we're
Yeah.
gonna tell them and you're gonna have a whole
I
year.
don't
As long
think
as they
anybody's got
know
a problem at the
And then-
end of the.
Number three, I still think you need to increase a little. I think maybe go to $800,
Some.
because we haven't moved it in 17 years. We need to start moving it.
Yes.
And so bite the bullet, say, we're only went up 10%. That's 10%. We go up 10%, you go to $800, food only, no buyout at the end.
But
Please,
include.
but then you include
food,
special events.
Special events and any.
And you include carry out. So very specifically, right? If you're at home and you need something to eat,
We're delivering their pizza.
Carry
I mean, delivery.
out is already
Okay,
included.
but carry out, but delivery, I misspoke, delivery.
Well, you-
Delivery is included.
If people come up and.
But I don't think people know that.
Start charging a fee.
Yeah, we need a fee though.
That's what
It
I'm-
affects service is my only thing.
Like
To
the
me,
DoorDash, you know, and
These things are
there's-
versus-
I have to send a
And that
staff.
does not apply to the minimum.
To take food.
It's like tax.
It's all, but we do have people who can't get out.
Yeah, no, I don't want
Well,
to stop
I'd like
it.
to serve
I don't wanna
it.
stop
Crazy.
it.
And I think that is very fair, that encourage delivery if
It's
you
not
can't
making
get out.
sense to-
Okay.
Unless you really
Include the
need.
special events where a lot of people come. And, you know,
Okay, let me just recap, $800, food only,
That's a good point.
events included, and then we're gonna, close up the end of the season.
yeah, there's no end of season buyout.
Well, no, they like the end of season
No,
buyout,
keep it.
We're gonna
We can
keep
still
it.
do
yeah,
Yeah, we can keep that.
because they make money, and
Yeah, but that's, okay,
it does.
but you want those services. Here's my point.
I will say we have a higher percentage of people who buy wine
Mhm.
So you're
more
saying-
than the food. So it's not a,
Money?
Okay, so.
no,
Oh.
we don't. We don't at
We
all.
don't want.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying
We want the.
we have more
money.
people who buy wine.
Take the wine out.
The wine's
Yeah, the
off.
wine's out automatically.
It's gotta
Yeah.
be food, so.
Because a lot of people don't,
You
they
can't-
rent out their home, so they don't have anywhere to put the frozen food that they get from
But
us.
they shouldn't be, because
But
we
the-
want them
I
to
kind
use
of
the
agree with you
services
too.
throughout the year. We want them to use the
Yeah.
services
I
throughout the
do.
year.
But if you want them to
And
come
if
up.
you're here you're here
I'm
3
here.
weeks or 3 months or 12 months, while you're here, use
I
her
suppose you
service.
could walk up here and say, I want 20 steaks frozen. in the restaurant. I want them frozen and put them out there and then take them home.
Oh, no, because if it's that kind of order, then it's more catering and I have to have advance notice. Because we don't just keep, we don't just keep
Keep
20
frozen-
frozen steaks
frozen
in the
steaks.
freezer.
I'm just trying to, I shouldn't be thinking that way, giving people ways to get around it.
Like, we don't just keep.
No, we don't do catering.
Yeah, because we
Let's
cut our
We do
steaks.
catering. We don't do catering.
Okay, let's do
We
the
do
first part.
in-house.
Let's
Yeah.
do the raise it to 80, food and events.
Yes.
800.
Yeah.
That's a good
And no
compromise, I
wine,
think.
no wine.
Just food.
Everybody in favor of that?
Yes.
I like that.
Aye. Okay, and then the events, you're gonna back out the entertainment, right? It's the
Yes,
food
just the
part.
food.
Okay, so for the end of the year, do we want to allow any
No,
No.
buyout?
want to ask the question, take a straw vote?
What do you mean buyout?
Well, they got money left.
They don't use the minimum.
If they
Yes.
don't use the minimum, they call up and they say, I want
Yeah.
10 steaks.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it, and we do make money off of it.
We make a lot of money.
Okay, well.
I'm just saying.
Well, then that's fine.
It's just a dynamic.
Yeah,
But that's fine.
But it defeats the purpose.
Purpose of using our service. Right. So that's what my question was, Angel, but Angel, didn't you propose that if they want to do that, they have to do it?
Oh, yeah, they have to do it, way in advance.
It's in our.
Yeah.
They gotta do it by October 1st. They gotta order it by October 1st, right?
Yeah.
It says,
Yeah, by October 1st.
I prefer to look at it, Angel, I like it. Mike said they make.
Yeah, as long as they told me by October 1st.
Okay.
Yes.
Angel said she'd restrict it.
By October,
Because they make.
because they don't remember by October 1st. They tell me on October 29th that they.
No, no, we have the October.
We have to say that they cannot.
Yeah, it says it the date
They
specifically,
have to have it
October
by
1st.
October 1st.
Yes,
And then we can take care of it.
and I have to have
After
14
that-
days notice.
After that, they either have to come in
Or they.
or they lose their money.
They lose their money.
Okay.
That's more than fair.
So
So.
we'll need to
You're
work
gonna have to deal
on.
with
And
angry
if you
people
say
who are
that,
calling
they
and what-
realize that they're not gonna be able to do it after August or October 1st.
Yeah.
And lose the money after that, they'll probably start thinking differently about.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
use it so that it doesn't get
I
wasted.
think
So that's what I'm hoping to
Let me
encourage,
go
Yeah.
through a procedure thing.
that mindset
A
change.
second reading on the proposal, but we,
I'll make the edits to the
okay, make
proposal.
that, but there's some major changes. I think.
Major?
We're, yeah, no food.
Well, I'm just gonna take off the beverage part.
That's a major change. I'm just thinking,
It doesn't say-
we approve it, we'll
Yeah.
publish it again and we'll approve it
In
in
October,
October.
October.
Just so you know.
We've got our two.
Yes,
So
so
what's-
I'll edit it and send it all,
Okay.
send
So
it
that's for
out.
26, 27.
We'll have fear.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah, okay, good. Just,
Still
Procedure.
food and beverage policy.
yeah, but that's a major change. What's the difference? We're just up front. We're just gonna get the.
Well, and the
We're
numbers
gonna get all the
changing to
emails.
800, that's really
No,
significant. I think the increase, I
that
think the
increase we could
including,
do without, that's not a
Yeah,
policy.
but I
that's-
think
that's-
including the
Special.
the special events is significant.
It matters.
Yeah, that's a big deal,
We
because
need to
that's a lot of,
emphasize that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
I
significant
didn't know
amount.
they weren't even included.
And
Because-
as long as it doesn't hurt your bottom line, that's fine.
Yeah, no, with the,
You know
yeah,
best.
And
just,
see, you know,
just events
for
with
most people,
They're
entertainment
open and paying for
or
it.
anything
That's good.
subsidized.
What's the
And
difference?
that's
Yeah,
You're open and paying for it. Why can't I use my money
good.
for the food at that event? I
Yeah.
should be able
We
to.
have to buy drinks.
Yeah, everywhere.
So I gotta buy drinks anyways, and I gotta buy that food anyway.
Well, there's no entertainment, there's no other expense, you're just saying that those events like trivia night is.
The food.
the food is,
Included.
yeah,
So the will stays the same for anything subsidized with entertainment, right?
yes, no, we're
No,
still,
if there's a,
things still subsidized with
Beginning of
entertainment,
the-
the food portion, so if it costs $80 and 40 of that goes towards food, the $40 will go towards their minimum.
Oh,
But only the food portion of it, not the rest.
actually, that's a pretty,
That's normal.
So-
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's what I was gonna say. It's a very positive thing.
Christmas party,
Yeah,
all those.
Cause a
would
lot
be-
of people might have hit their minimums, cause some people only come for events. They might have hit a minimum
Correct.
otherwise.
They
Yeah,
would. And now they can't apply their minimum
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's a special event and we don't let them apply their minimum.
it's an easy
So
change.
you're
in that.
penalizing them for patronizing the club. So as we present this, we're building our marketing message here. As we build this, you know, this is not punitive. It's actually
Okay.
helpful for you
It does
and it's
help.
helpful for the club.
This
Because
one's very helpful.
each owner, and people don't think about it that way, but you have as an owner a responsibility to the financial integrity of Spring Run.
Okay.
You want us to be
We're
successful.
good.
This gives us more opportunities to spend it also.
The choir, hey, the choir's here.
Yeah, let's,
Wine club?
wine club, yeah, you always, or you were gonna look over pricing.
Yes, I did. And I
Okay.
did an analysis of with the cost, because we lose on all the wine tastings. So I did the loss per member of the wine club, and I just assumed that we only had an increase of 5 people for storage purposes, just in case. I'm hoping to have 10, but
Okay,
and I think we just need to go up $25 to 375 per.
you make those corrections and then.
Okay.
So we'll, did you hear that? She's gonna raise.
So that
25.
allows you to
25.
break even on the
Yeah,
food.
allows me to break
Wine
even.
club.
And and the labor
Is
associated.
that for 2 people?
Because
or
we
one
can't
per-
subsidize.
Household.
Household, yeah, because because a wine club can't be subsidized by the membership.
And I had to fire all my friends I used to take to one.
Well, I've already warned
You
them.
can bring them, but you have to.
They have to pay
them
for
now.
themselves.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I used to be a bring a friend. You
Do we
can't do
have,
that.
do we have a fee, for guests?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
How
How much is it?
It depends on what it's for, if it's a
500.
tasting or if it's a wine
Yeah,
dinner.
Just like a wine club dinner tasting, wine club tasting.
Yeah, wine club tasting. Yeah, I think that one's like $15 or something, like.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
nothing crazy.
Like when you come drink wine with us and eat, you're gonna have to pay 15.
Yeah, a wine dinner will depend on what the cost of the wine and the food
Pay
is.
15. I can't invite you to.
Yeah,
I know the manager.
we got one more,
We,
No guy.
one of the things the finance committee discussed is trying to look for additional revenue opportunities through food and beverage.
Oh, yes.
And we had proposed that during the period between Thanksgiving and Christmas and beginning after April 15th, letting them seek opportunities to book weddings with a minimum of $10,000 of net revenue. That would require the board to say, okay, you can look at those times. If we close the clubhouse down one day for a $10,000 revenue event, it is a minimal inconvenience to the membership, because a lot of you guys go home for the Christmas holidays. And a lot of people are gone after April 15th.
At this point, I think what it would be good to do, if the board can give us that leeway, then we can go and start to look at what's available, because right now, we don't know what's available necessarily in November, December, and we don't know what's available in April. You know, you're gonna get weddings for 50 people or 200 people, and
Mhm.
where you make the money is the 200 people, and
Yes.
this space could be used for the weddings, and the members could use the Oasis.
That's a great idea.
For me, our space is not really good for 200 people weddings.
right.
For 200 people
Too long,
parties,
skinny.
yeah, it's too long and narrow. I'm more of a proponent, because we don't do a lot of business on most weekends in the main dining room anyways. Most of our business is at the Oasis, is to still, same days that you proposed already, is to try to get 75-person ones where the net revenue is around $5,000. Because I use less labor also for that. So it'll be easier for me to book more of those than to even find 200-person weddings that will want to be
Can
here.
we do a little analysis and research on that?
I did.
They did.
Yeah, and I put together a table of the amount of revenue and the amount of labor that's required for the different size weddings, 50, 75, 100, 150.
Yeah.
When do you need to start working on that?
I've already started looking
But
for
it won't happen this
clients.
year.
No, it's unlikely I would find any now, unless someone
Even
had a
for spring?
cancellation. I'm looking, but
Well,
most people book
What I'm saying
weddings
is.
a year in
then we
advance.
have to get-
Policy.
Throw a policy, we gotta get it together now, so you know.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
June's
Okay.
September,
Meeting
two
that.
great months
Yeah.
for weddings and stuff.
It's hard in Florida because of the weather.
That's been the problem, is that's why
Yeah.
we asked for this change. Because
Yes.
people don't want to get married in July,
Down here.
you know.
I did have someone who was interested in October. And I think the very beginning of October, we're not yet busy, so that's a potential good Saturday.
Okay, next
That
week
would
you're
have-
talking about?
It would have to be
Okay.
included.
Mhm.
How do you advertise?
Yes.
Do they call you? How does that?
We don't yet advertise, but I would like to get on like the wedding wire and some of those, get some professional photos taken,
So we
things
need
like
to
that.
study politics so she knows when So, yeah, rates.
Yeah,
we'll pick it up
yeah,
in
we'll write a
February.
policy
Okay.
and send it out to the board. You guys. can
Yeah.
pick it.
So you feel like it's 75 to 100, is that sort of
I
your?
think that would be our sweet
Okay.
spot, and that's actually
Still keep the rest-
people have gotten away from those super large weddings now, especially the generation coming up. They don't want to spend as much money
Right.
anymore.
They're smarter than we were.
Well, and the ones that do are going to Gray Oaks and
They're going-
Ritz Carlton.
They're going to different, locations.
Yeah,
And there's a price point too.
yeah, we're at that sweet spot. Yeah.
Around $100.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, we got any?
I had one other question
Go.
related, there was some discussion, I know, about game night, and there we had some
Yes.
discussions where
Yes,
we don't do too well at game night.
no.
And has any more thought about what we could do there?
Talked about the charging a.
$5.
a Cover charge.
Yes.
$5.
Mhm.
And if you eat, that $5
Goes towards your food. Yes.
It's hard to eat and play games, I think. that's-
No, eat prior.
Go there
Yeah.
early, right? Don't-
Yeah.
Go there early.
Yeah.
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 But the people don't eat.
And they could, or you could get you could even get a cocktail because people don't drink even
Yeah, they-
at game night.
Yeah, that's the problem.
There's iced tea and.
They drink iced tea and the nuts and stuff is included. Yeah. So, we talked about that. And then also we have a couple of events on a couple of Tuesdays, so we won't have game night a couple of Tuesdays and we'll have revenue
But that's.
to help
something you-
offset.
Oh, you said,
Well.
you're gonna propose that to us, you're just gonna do it.
Yeah, it's on the
That's-
calendar already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, great.
Yeah, we have a couple Tuesday events that'll help offset
Yeah,
some of the Tuesdays.
and if they decide to chart, you just let us know, it's not, we need to. go.
Just-
I have one quick thing. I don't know if it's a budget thing. But I'd like Angel's input. It was discussed during your presentation earlier this year. It's kind of been a dialogue between a number of people and myself, is that during the season, I said that in an email. The operating hours that they stay open at the Oasis,
Mhm.
okay, I'm not talking this time of year, I'm talking in the high season. Is there consideration of staying open later? We've had nights where, for example, there's a football game on at night. We get kicked out at 9 o'clock at night and we're watching an NFL game on a Sunday night.
Mhm.
And is there a way to just have the back of the house and have everything and just have one or two bartenders? Because it won't be a lot of people.
Mhm.
But if people are coming back, the request has been, hey, we had dinner somewhere, okay? We want to have a cocktail together. When we come back to Spring Run, we can't, it's closed up.
Mhm.
What
And-
time does it close, during the high season?
Usually 9 o'clock.
Nine,
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
And so I'm proposing, just for consideration,
You drive down to
11
3
o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, say
And-
it used to.
Better
be-
than it used to.
I don't know
be.
what,
To be,
it
yeah.
can't be a
7:30.
financial impact.
7:30.
It's a couple hours.
The way the
Um,
demographics.
Yeah, the demographics are changing, so we actually have been talking about that. I'm actually gonna propose on our hours of operation to close the inside
Yep.
on on Sundays, and leave the outside open until 10 o'clock on Sundays. Yeah, till after the game ends
Obviously.
on Sundays.
Don't-
Oh,
You
no,
don't kick
don't.
people out.
Yeah,
That's what we've been doing.
but,
They've been kicking you out.
yeah.
Cause then we get a thing, as long as. there
Yeah, we
was-
didn't, because I had to watch the cameras a couple nights to make sure that didn't happen.
They kicked some, and worse,
That should.
worse yet, did you understand what I explained about the cleaning?
Oh, yes, I did, yeah. Some people, I actually had
You're
to
sitting
clean.
there with your glass of wine and they'll come with these
clean
very,
products.
very
Abrasive.
smelly
Yeah,
cleaning
I
products
changed products.
and wash like right all around you, and it's
Yeah,
like, well,
Yeah,
doesn't taste like wine anymore.
yeah.
Tastes like wine.
So it's,
So-
Pine Sol.
Yeah,
It's
it,
a,
they need
and
to
it's
do
the
it.
concentrated formula.
And we need to do it after everybody leaves.
Yes.
You don't get a pine
Yeah.
sol with your wine?
Yeah, no, I have a new product now, and it doesn't have any smell, but yeah, also not spraying. on people.
Complaining people use pine salt.
Yeah, I know, it's very strong.
Okay,
And it's
thank
the
you.
concentrated.
Thank you for
formula.
considering it.
Yeah,
Right.
I know
Yeah.
that there's a fair amount of the newer population
yeah, our
Um,
newer
that
demographics are
are
shifting.
really
yeah.
disappointed that we can't take advantage of the Oasis.
Mhm.
And it kind of goes back to years about the experience.
Yes,
It may not be, I'm making a lot of money. you'll sell enough drinks to cover those couple hours for a person or two.
Yeah,
If you
But-
do.
But,
I
and
know
those
the-
people need to, and here's the other thing, the employee has to have the expectation that they're there to service us
hmm
until the customer leaves.
You mean you don't
Yeah.
want them doing this?
Well, no, they can't be
You can't
sitting
sit-
there and
Because we.
sitting by the cash register going, when are they
No, no,
leaving,
no,
you know?
no, you can't do
it's-
that.
Well, we do.
No,
Well, it's
we've
the
had,
quality of
okay.
people, I'm
we've had
telling you.
people that-
You have to have the
that
right
had to
people
pull
who
out of
have a
here at
service
2 o'clock in the
mentality.
morning because-
That's a different story.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think,
Okay, let's, anything else for?
thank you.
Because
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
At
All right,
least.
let's move on to the reserves. And we got, you can wait or,
You want to discuss
Yeah, I'm good.
admin or just?
oh, what do we got? Oh, yeah, admin. And I didn't have any form, but I have
Any
mine.
questions?
Questions to admin, their budget.
I will say, privacy, they've gone up 6% this year. And, that was a big sign, they said, we'll go up more than 2% over the next 2 years. But he had a large increase in payroll costs and benefits.
What was that? Who was that?
Really, the Gates.
Do you have a contract that says that?
Oh,
Okay.
Yes. And,
This one here.
so but one
That's
thing
what
we
that meant.
would like to do, and we don't have it together yet, but we're considering, instead of paying $6 an hour for after hours guard to answer the phone, to go with, Eva's researching it now, to go with like an answering service. Because it's a lot cheaper, you pay for just what you use, and we actually used to do that and it worked out pretty good. It's a good fail safe.
And they
What
know
we're
what
talking about, yes,
It's
we'd be able to, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because all you have to do is
They would know the phone number to
Yeah,
call.
yes.
Okay.
So we're working on that,
Oh.
and probably changing from Dwelling Lodge because they're terrible service and more expensive to another company, which is really slick.
Oh.
We'll talk to you guys more about that.
Cool.
save money, more efficient.
Yeah.
Good advice.
People around here like change.
That's the only tough part with that. I did want to mention also in common area, I do know that
We got it fired up.
I know that the common, their contract services had gone up to 50, it went up another, I'm sorry. It went up because of $14,000 for another hardwood pruning, so that's something we usually do the palms. It's 11,000, we got another, this is the first time in a couple years we've done a hardwood prunings, that's $14,000, that's why that.
So it's up 3,000.
No, it's up 14,000.
So
It's additional.
Okay.
That's for our landscaping.
That's our-
Not-
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's Newscape that will do that?
Yes,
Okay.
and I have others. Any other questions?
Okay, let's move. Reserves.
Well,
What do you-
talk about the rationale on the capital.
I was gonna go reserve then. I'm feeling it easy. See, the hard one, everybody's bored and they'll just.
All right.
It is. Now correct me with the reserves, we're planning. On. Doing ones and twos.
Yeah, what we had, what the committee is recommending, and you saw our priority numbers to the right there. The committee is recommending to fund priority 1 and 2 items. That total is, $957,000 and change for 25-26. But no, excuse me, that's for 26-27 versus the 1,107,000 and change we did last year. Of that priority 1 and 2 number, there's $650,000 of golf course maintenance equipment with $439,000 representing the cost of the pump house. So we basically recommended do priority 1 and 2s. We recommended keeping the reserve component of the assessment at the $1,190. It funds those numbers. It allows us to avoid tapping into the resale fee. We would set the resale fee aside completely as a part of the reserve calculation going forward.
with this 1190 number, we also have a contingency of about $35,000 in there if we fund all the 1 and 2. So we have some operating cushion if something comes up over the course of the year. So those were the committee's recommendations.
Okay, let me put it this way, it's 2 pages. We should have seen this before. We're looking to look at the finance committee line, the green line.
Which one was that?
Right here, the green.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, well, it's not a green line, it's the second number, it's green column.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, the 1s and 2s. Actually, there's some more, oh no, we don't have any more of those. Does anybody have any problem with the 1s and 2s?
Okay, thank you. My only question on what I saw for 1s and 2s.
Yeah, look at the greens, walk all the way down the 1s and 2s, if we have no problem with that, and then we'll hit the 3s later. You don't have a,
Where is it on here? I'm sorry.
right there, see the, look on top, see the green?
Green for the finance committee.
So don't look at management priority, look at the.
Yeah, we're
numbers.
just, no, we always look at every.
The numbers in the
same
white.
number. And the numbers in the white, in the green column.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's for the finance committee. The red is the board. The red column.
Which we didn't do.
Which we haven't done yet.
Yeah, I don't, I'm trying not to go through every one of these. If you're a favor of the 1s and 2s, I hope we kind of looked at them.
Yes.
We'll just move on from them, and these 3s that are not gonna be done,
I had one question. The only
Sure.
one I had was that HVA screening, HVAC screening. That was
That's,
a 2.
that's
That's
capital, that's capital.
capital, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing capital, we're only
Okay.
doing reserve.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I pulled up the capital, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I could, let me read them off.
No,
Okay. And then we'll look at the 3s. If we wanna add them or not.
okay.
So Randy, on the tennis court, the shoe washer for
That's
the
a 3.
courts, I know, that's 1 and 2. There is
It's kind of
still,
important, there's a lot
There-
of
but there-
residue.
but there-
No, the shoe washer's a 3.
is it,
3.
but is the shoe washer for the other 2 courts still function?
Okay, let's do the 1s and 2s.
Oh, well,
Come on, we wanna
Yeah, I'm
be here
sorry.
all day. If the 1s and 2s are fine, then we'll
Yeah, they're
run
fine.
down the 3s.
they're fine.
Yeah,
Anybody have anything?
The only question I had on it too is was more my question to Angel on the game night where we're running out of tables and we're losing money on game nights anyway. That was my only concern is why are we spending money here when we're,
On which
Not
2 is that? On the
that was
three?
right up top. It's a small amount. It's only $1,000, but it was more philosophy saying we're losing money. Why are we paying or
Oh.
let's start.
Me,
looking.
members get really angry at my
So
team.
it's.
And that's quite honestly, like I yell at them, like, yeah, it's not fair to my team because they're like running around looking for tables that don't exist.
Okay, but it just bothers me that we're
I
paying
know.
for it and we're.
I understand, yeah.
So
Okay.
let's
Yeah.
do this and you can still look as I go down. I'm gonna go through the 3s,
Okay,
which were requested are not in there right now. Is the clubhouse credenza in the multipurpose room. We're not doing that. If you want it in, you gotta tell
Yeah,
me.
it's simply aesthetic. It just, if you go in there, it looks beat up.
3, let's see, the new gliders for tables and the dining room chairs and
Wanna talk about that?
4,000.
Yes, because the carpets are already in really poor shape and that will help us to not only make the tables so that they're more even, because we need them to do that too, but also to help prevent further wear and tear on the carpets.
And also on the wood floor.
Yes, and on the wood floor in there. So I think that's, yeah, they're not cheap.
Do we-
We have to replace them.
Finance committee wanted, why is it 3 and I'm 2?
We just agreed with management. That was their.
Okay.
I put that it was a 2, so I don't know
no,
if
it was,
somebody else changed it.
it shows here as a 3 for management too.
I did not
Hey,
think
we
that
got
was a
problem
3.
moving it to 2?
No,
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
2, okay, let's go down to. It's hard to.
Replace code.
Quincy's, no, sensor for mangrove storage light. It was a 2 and you guys changed it to a 3.
I would just direct Mike to do it. That shouldn't be a reserve item, it's a new item anyway.
Well, it's a new item.
They adding a sensor to an existing line
Okay,
and 700.
750, I don't cross that out. If you guys, that's something to do.
Sensor.
So that might to do it.
It'd be a 2 or a 1, whatever you want to do, just maintenance cost to it.
How much it costs to put the-
Down to,
So expensive to
I
add
think
that,
this is
yeah.
the ladies' restroom, 65
That's just storage.
thousand, it's a 3 right now. I think yours is the reserve thing, this is in the reserves for the next.
So
10 years.
David.
10 years.
It's already 20 years old, so it's out there.
And stuff like that.
When's it, I asked for a reserve study, when's it in the reserve study to be done?
When I went, look, Jim, the major components, the tile, the flooring, were in 2033, 2034.
Really?
36 and 37,
Okay,
and total of 33,000 both.
For both restrooms.
Which is,
What Jeannie.
total
proposed-
33, we got 65,000 here.
What Jeannie's proposing to do, if I understand the project, is basically to take it down to the studs and redo it.
right, but with the tile
Taking the
floor,
countertops out, taking new fixtures, you basically strip them down to the
all
wall.
the appliances, a lot of it can be reused and reworked, but the floors have to be done, the tile has to be done, because they have carpeting in there,
Is this the restroom?
the rest.
The women's?
You're talking 65,
Well, we asked for a ballpark, figure, and we went high rather than,
So you have a quote just for the women's?
Just for the women.
and
Just for the
what's
women's.
the quote?
it was 65,
Okay,
okay?
Oh,
so why are we just doing the women's?
We don't have to, I mean,
well, the men already have tile.
They have.
Well, I don't know, like, do we need to?
But it's just, it's
No, but
20 years old
I would
and
think the
it looks out of
cabinets,
date.
these, yeah, would be in the men's room, some of the cabinetry, but we haven't even shopped that, and I think we can do much better than pricing.
Well, and to a point you made earlier, in some communications, I think the women's restroom is something that is more observed by its occupants than the men's restroom. We walk in, do our business.
Single pigs.
No, we just don't look at that stuff, as long as the mirror's not broken and the faucets work and it's not dirty.
So for women, it's a good thing.
I support
Outside
I agree.
rooms,
I support that it is a different experience
we can,
than for the men, and I don't know that you have to do the men's when you do the women's. You maybe need to do something in the
Maybe we'll
men's.
do it next year, but I just,
Yeah.
it's desperate.
Yeah, the women's is
Let
bad.
me answer.
The women's, then we have money.
Before, because this is a major thing, let me ask Mike, if they approve this, that will probably change our,
All of it changes.
all of one.
we'd probably have to add
The reserve.
add money to the reserve. You're planning on keeping the reserve the same.
Do another 10 years on a 20-year-old bathroom.
No,
Yeah.
that's not my point. My point is, right now, they're planning that the reserve, we could only take in that amount. If we're gonna do 65 this year extra on it, we probably should bring some more money into the reserve. I'm looking at Tom. It wouldn't be 65, it wouldn't, would we bring the whole 65 in, or we'd try to bring?
If you're gonna spend 65, you said, I think you said kind of 35 contingency for threes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a big number, and that's all, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
we're,
would we
we're
divide the
assessing-
65,
we're assessing
8?
1190 per door, which is like $1,000,001.
Yeah.
So the goal is, and I've said this in a bunch of meetings for the reserve fund, is that we're trying to skate to where the puck is gonna be. And we've gotta build reserves over time to get us to the golf course.
Yeah.
Regrassing and the new greens. Whether that's 30-31 or 31-32, it's yet to be determined, and what that cost is up in the air. The reserve study had a number. Joey got a look-see, and it was a higher number, at least on the surface, or it may have included some things that are not in the reserve study, and I think we're gonna talk about refreshing the reserve study anyway, now that we know a little more. But yeah, I think that you gotta continue to build the reserves. We're right kind of where we need to be based upon the reserve study and where we think costs are gonna be, if we assess $11.90 per door and spend what was proposed by the finance committee.
Okay,
So if you spend an extra 30,000 net, above that 35,000 contingency, you probably need to, bump that number up a little bit.
I have a
How
question.
many more
Wasn't the
years on the,
contingency 50,000 plus we had 16 left over? Wasn't the contingency 50,000?
Many more years.
that's
Yeah,
capital.
we added,
Oh.
I added wrong, yeah, so it's.
Yeah, capital
Had you correct my math.
Okay.
Yeah, the other 50 was on new capital.
Yeah. the
Now,
other 50 is in there.
Tom, correct me if, I assume that the bathrooms were like in next year or the year after.
They're-
So
they're
that,
way
that
out
would be a lot different if we just moving it up. If it's 10 years, we're moving it up, we basically probably should fund the 65
That's
grand.
in the complete remodel. We went on as far as 2040 and it still wasn't listed in the reserve.
No, but when we're doing reserve math and the thing, if you're moving it up, it's less. Because we're just not making the money for the couple of years,
But I
but
would
we're
argue-
moving this on the other side of the golf course. So basically, we're short 65,000.
No, but the longer you wait to spend money,
Oh, yeah, that,
the less you have to continue to reserve
yes.
in the future, because it's gonna have a useful life. So if you replace it in 26, 27, and it's gonna have a 15-year useful life. It
Well,
just
I
brings
guess
that-
we were
it brings
figuring
that
30
to-
years.
Well,
The reserve's figuring 30 years.
Yeah. you-
Okay,
you have that-
I just want everybody to understand if they say yes to it, that we will
We're gonna
probably
need to increase the 11.90 per door for the
for
reserve. section.
65, so. Let's say if we wanted to pay for that. Let me do the math,
It's about $80.
$80.
So, Mike, I have a question. So we're 35 contingency, is that where we are now?
Yeah.
And don't we still have 19?
Not
sort of-
new capital.
That's new capital.
New cap, I'm sorry, okay, I got
An
you.
extra $35 a door.
Yeah.
To cover the extra $30,000. If you use all of the 35 in the contingency.
He's saying use the 35. so it's
Oh,
only
if you
30.
use.
I did the
Yeah, if we
I did
don't,
the
if we don't
65.
use the 35, it's $76.
$76.
$80 a door, but we'll need to raise it. Okay.
The question I had is, how much longer does the outdoor dining project?
The.
754.
Oh.
It's 13 years.
We're in the 50.
So 5 more years?
Started,
Yeah.
13
13 years.
8 because we extended it 3 years. right? Well, it's 13 years ago.
Okay, well, then what do you wanna do with that? If,
Well,
the only thing I say, if you vote for that, then we'll probably raise the reserve $80.
Let me
Go ahead,
say
yeah.
one thing, and I'm sort of being a hard case when it comes to the money for this, because he's talking about running this as a business. And you don't redecorate simply because something looks a little dated. You redecorate when your budget permits you to redecorate. If you have a kitchen appliance that looks dated and it still works, you don't go out and buy a new kitchen appliance just because you want an aesthetic improvement. We've heard the aesthetics are bad, the aesthetics are bad, the aesthetics are bad. Let's redecorate the lobby twice. Let's
That was safety issues.
redecorate the ladies' bathroom. There are things in there that need to be done. And I absolutely agree. There's paint that needs to be done. There's ceiling that needs to be fixed.
What do you do?
Yeah,
with
yeah.
And I can't, I just
I
can't.
redo the carpet when we can afford to redo the carpet.
No, I'm talking about, there's carpet in the ladies' restroom.
I understand that. That's
So
what I'm
there's
saying.
There's $1,500 or something to, I wouldn't advise.
I wouldn't
even
replace the
spending it.
carpet. I would not. I would not.
But there has to be a flooring underneath it.
It-
That's the only reason why we do the whole floors.
it-
Because where they,
we have to quit spending money just to make something look pretty if it's functional. Bottom line. If we want to be a business, let's act like a business.
Maybe we should walk into the ladies' room and take a look.
If you have a business
Didn't you
though,
send a
and
picture?
like if you have a house and you have an appliance that looks ugly, but you need to sell your house, wouldn't you replace it? And we are selling this house
Yes.
every day to new members.
Yeah.
And I walked in here for my interview and I thought the restroom was outdated and I was just surprised because I walked into such a nice lobby and a new dining room and I take one left turn and the restroom's ancient. We're selling it. Yes, but this is
Maybe-
but we're selling that. It is. ROI is not only financial ROI. You have to look about the member experience. You have to think about everything else. There's other parts of this that we have to consider as well.
Well, yeah, another thing you brought, up. Also, if we have outdoor, we want weddings in here.
Yes,
People-
and I have to
I-
walk them
I
into
just-
that space.
I'm just cause you know.
No, I don't do that. I don't take them into that space.
Wait, I'm assuming if you vote for this, you're also gonna vote, we're gonna raise the $80. And I don't know how everything's gonna shake out, because we've changed quite a bit, but that's neither here or there.
Aren't you talking about using contingency to 35?
No, I think we could save the contingency.
I agree with Jim.
Yeah,
I think we have to add them up. Because, you know,
right.
listen, believe me, I always believed when I was in business to run a lean organization. But you also have to be customer focused. And my concern going into this budget area was that it was, and that we were so driven on cost that we may be overlooking other things that affect the long-term benefit of this community. And I just think we have to be, and Mike, I agree with you in most respects. I just think there's some things that need to be done. And I don't think we're doing the best for the long-term benefit if we only look at a cost situation. I really think we need to do this.
All right,
I would have to-
let's vote on it.
Okay.
Tell
Go in
us-
the ladies' room for $65,000 or less.
Or less.
Yeah, but it will raise the assessment $80. In favor, okay, let's move on. Next, number 3 is buffet tables, 4 of them, or 3s. You guys had them as 3, low boy kitchen refrigerator.
There's a shoe washer for courts 1 and 2. That's a 3.
Oh, it's a 3, okay, is anybody want to change that?
I just was asking if the shoe washer still works for the other 2 courts, which is by the parking lot.
I'm told.
Randy, does that work?
Yes.
It was working
Yeah.
last season, so we do have a shoe washer,
Correct.
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
So I guess the only risk is people would walk off those courts 1 and 2 into the pool area. That's your risk of
Yeah.
making a mess.
Where's the
asked-
It's by the bike rack on the
Oh, okay.
outside by the parking lot. Those are courts 3 and 4. So the shoe washer is by courts 3 and 4. If you,
Once we have inter club, I think it's,
I think most
this
people,
committee doesn't really ask for too much, but.
Well, yeah, but you know, the bocce, my point is there's 71 members and and the bocce people have paid for a lot of things. I think
the tennis community should pay for it.
I think.
Yeah, have they, I don't know, have they put in stuff, all right, so unless somebody wants to move it, we'll leave it as a 3 for
I'll
now,
talk to Mike
okay.
Manigan. I'll talk to Mike.
Golf, well, you guys both have it as 3, the golf course maintenance, electric vehicle. unless
No,
somebody wants to
the
change
buffet
it.
is-
So
You're
can I
both
just
please.
speak to that for a minute? I think we had it in originally like $20,000. We moved that down to 8,000 because we got a loaner for our demo from EasyGo, and it's a long bed and it has it would be for Jerry the mechanic, and he could put a compressor on there. He can go out if the tractor breaks down, he can go out there and fix it, as opposed to having to, either bringing it back in or whatever the situation is. I think it's well worth. It's well worth the money. We had, again, there was,
But you have
I
a-
think it was
you
at
have a
60,000. I know,
You marked it as a 3.
I didn't,
Well,
I don't know who did.
and then they went along with a 3. So I take it, Mike, once it's changed to a
I
2.
think when it was a 16, I said, no, I said 3, then we were able to get the price, since it was demo, down to 8,000.
Where are we again now? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we missed a couple on the front.
Here.
Yeah, we're
Not-
not.
we missed the 3.
Yeah, we missed the
Where?
buffet tables.
No, I went through those. They both have 3s. So unless somebody wants to move that to a 2,
Okay, okay.
and the lobby kitchen refrigerator.
Well, that's right. The road boy is also a 3. I was only looking at the finance.
Oh, okay.
If you don't do the low boy, what happened?
So just push it back a few years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just whatever,
moving
it's
it
whatever
back.
needs to be.
Okay, so.
And we had a contingency if
As
something
needed.
happened, we.
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay.
So we're down
Broken.
to the golf course maintenance.
Yeah,
And
vehicle.
Mike Ziegler wants to change this to a 2. Am I correct?
Yes.
Which one is that?
Golf course maintenance
This one
electric,
here.
8,000. He had it at 3, but he wants to change it to 2.
Initially, we were gonna try and get another year or two out of it, and we probably still could. However, we got an opportunity when EasyGo brought us in a demo. It's a long bed. You've seen it, I think, Mr.
Yeah,
Cullen. It's
yeah.
that long bed, which really makes it really efficient for the mechanic to put a compressor on there, any tools he needs on there, tires, all that other stuff. He can go out and take care of any vehicle that breaks down out there on the golf course. And it was 16,000, and since it's a demo, we got it down to 8.
We want to.
So this is an opportunity.
Future maintenance to 8,000.
Yeah.
They say 75 to 86.
Yeah.
How old is the,
I don't know.
The total is.
Ten years.
Instead of $80 increase, it'd be an $86.
Joey looks at it, somebody.
Because we got.
Joey had asked
we got
me
the
to count it for it, but
contingency.
it's
Yeah, we
16,000, I
want
didn't think it was worth
Okay.
the major rating.
Okay.
And also we found a way to take out the one, the maintenance utility vehicle, which was at 26,000. We took that
Yeah.
out completely.
That was taken,
In
yeah.
the pro shop. It was just, I don't know how it ended up in there. but
Well,
we took it out.
well, it's because one of the things is that we could use this for some of the things the pro shop needs.
Yes.
So this is, we removed, that was removed from the pro shop was 26, and then this would take care of both of them.
So, go.
How's the delivery? The car, they just use, I forget what they use, I've seen it, but I
Oh my
can't
God,
remember.
it's 16, 17 years old.
So we don't need a new one, or? is it
Yes.
all-
No, you use it very often.
But it's, we use it for delivery
Right.
Yeah, that's what I
for the
thought,
most part.
but so we don't need one.
I mean, we,
Next year.
it's not necessary.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, do we want to move this to a 2?
You do.
The golf course, easy go,
If
$8,000.
you wanted to.
So here's the thing, if we
He's talking about that.
if we don't get it now, we'll have to give it back. And then when we go and pay for it again, it's gonna be 16,000 versus 8,000.
Oh, we already have it. We, for a loan.
It's sitting
Okay,
there, it's a
yeah.
demo.
I think we are.
So once they make it a demo, they just.
It's a few
make
years
prices
old,
like
Yeah,
that.
everybody in favor of moving it to
Oh.
2?
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
favor.
All right. Capitals. Capital items, yeah. All right, well, if we can walk right down these, there's not very many. The golf course, and I talked to a couple people allowances on this capital. I see this as a reserve item, we're not, I don't think we're buying new stuff. If
We have about $7,000 in the reserve for golf course landscape,
landscaping,
in the reserve. This,
I'm not saying we need to cut it, I'm just saying that. I guess the accounting people over here, if we're replacing replacing bushes, it should be reserved, not new capital.
Right, and this is, so if you go back to the reserve, the renovation from 2014, we had a 5-year plan, phase plan. And we spent 20,000 a year to, put more flowers out there. And then it went down to 10,000 a couple of years ago, and it's just for various projects around the golf course to make it look better. So it's not gonna be replacement per se. Some might be replacement, but
Some is.
most of it, I
some
think, is just
replacement.
projects that we feel or the landscape committee
Well-
feels are important.
Well, then, it's capital item, they need to come to the board before they spend the money,
if they meet the criteria.
if they
Yeah.
meet the criteria,
That's all.
because they've been spending the money on. Then basically, they can't spend the money on reserve items, they're only gonna spend it on brand new stuff. I agree, if they're gonna put in a new flower bed that wasn't there and stuff like that, that's a capital item.
Yeah.
If they're replacing, which they've been using for replacing or
A lot of
redoing
it's,
it because
most of it's
people want it.
replacement of some sort.
Yeah, yeah, we can leave it in here, but
Yeah,
you're gonna have a harder time spending it than out of the
That's
reserve.
golf course, not common.
So-
I'm sorry, is it okay to?
Yeah,
It's we have some in the reserves,
Yes.
we have some in the regular, in the operating budget, and we have some here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 3 different buckets.
Right,
We got
that was
last
the question that
we got
came
four
up.
different-
correct.
4 different buckets.
I'm trying to,
Yeah,
well, why don't we put this all in,
Yeah.
in reserves, and then if there's a project, we have a capital contingency. It's just my accounting, way, but so then if the capital, they need to come to us, say, I got a capital item and get it approved. The 50,000 contingency for capital, I think that's a good idea. Those are both the 2 ones. Okay, now the 2s, technically not,
We're not
Counting.
suggesting that you fund anything specifically today,
correct,
other than the contingency money. And if you wanna move the 10,000 to the reserve, that's just dollar for dollar. It goes in a different bucket.
Yeah.
So and the reason we didn't propose specifically funding anything new is because we felt like we didn't have enough information to make an assessment about whether these items were value-added propositions for the club. We don't have enough detail, for instance, about the security system, where it would go, how much it would cost, we just couldn't make that conclusion. So we set up the contingency when the fund was ready or a project was ready. We said, bring it back to the committee, we'll take a look at it, and then we'll make the recommendation to the board.
Okay,
So we've got the money sitting there to do something.
I get two things there. One, this sets up first in,
It does.
let's get your project in and get it, and then another project may not.
Yeah.
But
May wind up-
here's my second thing, the security cameras. We did an RFP. And right now, I guess we gotta make some decision. Because really then we gotta go to a bidding process and actually get a number. So if the board wants to do it, we have two companies that are legit. It appears to be, and we gotta dig into it. Now's the time to do it because they know we're, interested in stuff. If we don't wanna do it, that's fine, you can put it off, but you gotta start the whole process over. And the people who RFP'd you last time are gonna say, they're just keep doing stuff, so. We don't have to say we're gonna do it, but we gotta. I will do it, but I need a thing to say, if it comes in at 30,000, are we gonna do it?
Will it affect our insurance policy?
Positively.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually it does, and at Gray Oaks, we did it,
Thinking about
and
what-
it helped
I
insurance.
think what it would do is it would help if there's an accident.
Oh, it would have helped us
Liability.
like slip and fall.
Yeah,
You guys came
liability.
back and slip and fall. It would've helped
Litigious,
there.
it's better to have a camera.
I think we should ask, I was gonna ask the same question, Randy. We should ask the insurance, if we put a, security camera system in, what is the impact on our premium? And,
Absolutely.
I have cameras in my facilities
Yeah.
and they've helped because they
Yep.
said they got hurt. they got-
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Well,
We had.
And Mike,
someone
Mike,
that
I have-
passed away.
I don't need that answer today,
No.
but we need it in a month because it goes stale.
I'll say
and-
yes, but. it's-
Mike, I have a question. Is the 72,000 that you have in for the Bs, the number twos, that's in the budget though, isn't it?
No,
I mean, this is the,
The only thing
It's a
that we put in the budget, Nick, was the 60 grand.
was the ones? Okay, for some reason I thought the
Yeah.
ones and twos.
what about that, what about the Z sprayer that, Joey talked about?
This-
That's a
No.
two.
that's a
That's
two.
a two.
what he's saying is.
Well, I know,
You know,
but he
He's
spoke up.
got 50,000 and then we're gonna have some left over.
We had 19, give or take,
So there's gonna be
69.
$59,000 in the capital that these projects or other projects we
Yeah.
can. Come on,
Do that
they're-
when we get more data.
we're not allocating any money to any of them.
Okay,
From what you're saying, if everybody's somewhat in favor of that, I'll start working on that and maybe in October, wherever we'll have the 30. It could be less.
I agree. I think it's important to have.
I mean, if it comes in at that, if it comes in more, then it might not, because couple of them have some questions, but. It's
It's
worth
pretty
digging into.
it's comprehensive right now. I could actually lose a few cameras.
Personally, I
Yeah, change.
think it looks like they that we don't need every.
Yeah.
Spec covered and stuff,
And when
so.
you're negotiating and you tell them, we're only gonna spend $30,000, but you
Well, I
want.
ain't
extra,
tell them
yeah,
that.
Oh, you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
tell.
Until we're only spending 15.
No, if they come in at 32,
No, that's their RFP, just a
yeah,
proposal.
okay.
So when you get in, because one didn't cover electricity
Well,
and stuff
we're
like
gonna
that.
have a final bid. Let's see. the
Oh, yeah, we'll
final
have to bid.
And then we can
We'll-
knock off $2,000
We'll,
back.
we'll start moving on it in September and October, if it's a viable.
So looking down here, explain,
Okay.
maybe Mike can explain. It says total capital request A, cost per unit 71, which relates to the assessment recommendation over here. So there is nothing in the new capital for anything in B.
Correct.
Not allocated.
Not
to it.
allocate.
There's
But
thirty-
there's $61,000 we can allocate it
59, yeah.
Yeah.
through the year.
The board will ultimately make a decision.
50,000.
Yeah.
No, it's 50 and we're gonna have,
Oh,
19
additional.
left over from
Oh.
last year.
So,
So
if
that's
you want to request a Z
69,000.
sprayer and robots, we have to just present it to the board.
right.
The backup, yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Well, I understand that. Okay, I'm fine with it. I just,
I understand.
just bothers me that there's some small items that we've done which rub me the wrong way that we haven't asked during the year. That's all. You know what they are.
What was the question?
You lost
Moving
me.
on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right, so if we're good on capital. I think we're done. Carolina will be listening tomorrow. Because we've changed quite a bit. We've, now by going to the 10, days, we lost 90,000.
We'll take out 30,000.
60, you lost, the net difference is 60.
60,000, but now if the PGA pass that we raise comes through, that's like 30,000.
Mhm.
We raised everything,
The card fee's $1,
that's
that's
50,000.
that's 35,000, that's just members.
The F and B minimum.
Oh, just members, so
Food and-
35, so.
food and beverage went up
We may come out with
10%.
5 some percent.
Well, your
We
food
really-
beverage
But don't forget the food
10%.
minimum went up,
Yeah.
$800.
75.
So affect the
We're looking
assessment.
at about,
Technically, I always thought that food and beverage should not be included in the, as we do use percent increase.
I agree, Jim, and I asked
Yeah,
that question
that
once a
isn't-
couple of years ago, and I was told it was kept there for all these years so that the denominator is. so
What does it helps you
It
say.
helps you when you say the annual assessment. Yeah, I agree.
The anchor on the assessment.
Yes, it was,
725, we're gonna charge. We're going to renovate the latest budget, you need to reach 10% of it.
yes,
Make the rest of the increase.
So what are we gonna do this year? We're gonna break it out?
break out.
Cause it really isn't
Are we done?
an assessment or a fee, it's a
Oh, yeah,
prepayment
we're
of
done.
service.